Welcome back, everybody. Glad to see everybody's here. Kua's running a little behind for the meeting, but that's fine. We'll make it work. But yeah, welcome back. So, usual, we're just going to go ahead and kick things off with a recap from what happened in all the individual books from over the last week, and then we'll run from there. So, who would like to actually get us started? Don't all everybody jump up at once.
Sorry, I was connecting to the server.
Oh, no problem.
Last time we went to fucking Dinosaur Island and stuff happened.
Well,
Yeah, the suits mandated a certain spin on the last crossover.
yeah. So for your individual books, what happened? Like I said, don't everybody jump up at once.
I'll go first, but before I do, I have a point of order. Gentlemen, I regret to inform you that my home office was assaulted, vandalized, burned. Lost a lot of first-run prints in the fire.
Why? What do you mean?
Listen. The jokes are on the culprits because I went digital years ago. Absolute Zero's run will continue, but hats off, gentlemen. A moment of silence, please, for many a first edition copy.
That's weird. Well, just don't tell the chief that. He'll probably blame it on Tarot Publishing again.
Most likely. But yes, last run in Absolute Zero's line, we had him and Tachyon dealing with the not entirely unexpected consequences, one might say, of bringing home a dinosaur egg.
Yeah, I forgot about that. And
Turns out you cannot threaten a baby dinosaur with an ice age. They don't understand. It's very much like a puppy. So yeah, we had some bit of levity in the run, which was nice. Nice change of pace.
bad dog. There will be an ice age if you don't stop this. Stop it. All right. No, I like it. Next, let's go with like I said, Ku's not here, so we'll ask the Wraith. Ozzy, what happened with the Wraith over the past week in her own book?
There we go. Well, Wraith, she's been kind of, again, going back in, doing the research on, well, now that we know kind of goal, she's been doing research on both Arctic and desert areas, so been buying, new equipment, a little bit of dealing with a certain, well, also ice-related villain.
All right, and actually, the equipment may come in handy soon enough. Legacy, how are things going with that rework Legacy campaign?
Boy, howdy, it's getting worse by the minute. So, the higher-ups, they're on board with having Paulina as the new legacy, yeah? Well, now they're really on board with it, and they're pushing hard to get Legacy out the door quicker and get his daughter in faster. So pretty much the whole run of last issue was more about Paulina rather than Paul.
Did I hear that there was an attempt on like an actual bot attempt by fans, or one fan in particular, of Baron Blade trying to push this whole narrative?
I heard that. I haven't seen anything conclusive about it because I'll tell you. Well, first of all, thanks, Eddie, and I say that both with all the love in my heart and completely sarcastically, for making all of the characters hot. Because, of course, there's going to be Baron Blade people out there who want to jump his bones. So, I can't say if it's real people or bots. So, it's whatever, man.
I would have
Yes,
forwarded you the links, but the tweets were protected.
some of the fan art online can get very creepy.
Well, it does not help, as we said, that Baron Blade does have a particular je ne sais quoi that most people find appealing.
He's very much got that old man in a very nice suit kind of attraction to him. Gotta admit, but again, that's Eddie's fault.
All right. Well, yeah. Thanks, Eddie. So next, that just leaves Unity. Unity. What happened with Unity over her single book?
The issues that she's been previously going through, her struggling with her work and non-work relationships, her fears and things came to a head when she was attacked by herself.
Huh.
She had subconsciously created a robotic replica of herself that was trying to replace her.
Huh. That's interesting. Was that your own story idea?
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. I never would have occurred to me.
Man, be glad you got the fans that you do, because if it would have been my fans, man, they would have taken that plot point in an entirely different direction.
Oh no, I've already gotten like half a dozen creepy emails.
I just want you all to know that Unity's writer and I, we did not spend a weekend binge watching the reruns of Galactica. Thank you.
Give me a second here. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get ourselves a little bit more time just while we wait for Kua to arrive. But in the meantime, what we'll do is we'll do the in-between kind of stuff. So we'll start with... Give me a second. And make sure that I've got everything I need. Yeah. Yep. Recording. Good. All right. Go ahead and switch over to what you guys are doing in the meantime on your... we'll call it prep time for now. Half a mo. There we go. All right. So in the meantime, the situation with the Tomb of Anubis is actually what we're looking at today. And as we turn the first page, there's a sizable splash art of what appears to be neither a tomb nor an image of Anubis, but instead I would describe it as a tacky casino. The tacky casino is Egyptian themed, however, with a giant statue of Cleopatra standing out front, with the indication of the casino's name being the Cleopatra Casino. However, unlike a typical casino where the lights are on, there's plenty of people coming and going, lots of sound, music, performances being heard, this place looks abandoned. Probably hasn't been used in about 20, 30 years. There's a lot of broken windows. But down at the base, we have another panel moved down at the base of the casino, sort of in the front area. There's a flicker of light and then an explosion of like purple and blue, and it opens up to reveal a portal. Nothing comes out, nothing goes in. That is just where that first page ends. And with that, we're going to move on to our intrepid group of heroes as they discuss what to do next.
The pyramid scene reminds me of the time I went to that Bass Pro Shop in Memphis.
Why are they shaped like a pyramid?
That's a great question for Smash Bro Shop. So, with that, let's go ahead and figure out what you guys are doing in the meantime. So
I have no vision, by the way.
that's odd. Let me see.
No, that's actually typical from my end.
There, try that now.
Thank you.
Much better.
Ooh, that's bright. Okay.
I did not realize I hadn't turned on the vision for literally the title page there. So yes, while you guys are thinking about that, what we're gonna do is we'll discuss a couple of points on what you're doing for preparation wise. So again, you were told that there was some suspicious activity by Visionary had told you about suspicious activity out in the deserts of Egypt. However, while you were making preparations for the trip out there after returning from Insula Primalis and helping save and bring back to, the rest of the world, your very good friend, Tempest, your preparations for heading out there to Egypt were cut short by an alert from the Las Vegas area where some kind of temporal anomaly has occurred. The place has been cordoned off for the moment. Thankfully, Las Vegas is not too terribly far from a government site, a particular government site, where, they're happy to move in and kind of coordinate and close off anything strange that happens. But they have not made any attempts at actual investigation just yet. With the sudden incidents occurring, especially with OblivAeon, even the US government has decided that maybe it's best to leave this in the hands of professionals. Real professionals. So they have reached out and asked you, all of you, if you could in fact do some investigation on this point for them. It's an emergency just because they have no idea what this is, if it'll grow, if it will, stuff will start coming out of it. That is the request. You guys have time enough to actually prepare, but what kind of preparations are you going to make?
Just to confirm, this is like a portal?
Yes, as far as they can tell, it is some kind of portal. They just don't know where it goes to or how it formed.
Is this out on the street? Is it in a casino?
Oh, it is in front of a casino. It is in front of an abandoned casino, the Cleopatra.
There's a couple of panels where it becomes clear that somebody is throwing something into the portal over and over again. And the panel, the next panel over, shifted perspective, and it's absolute zero, and he's throwing little, I want to say about like 3-4 inch long shards of ice at the portal. 50 points. Almost 100. Almost a bullseye.
While that's happening, as a matter of fact, there's a military figure there who is speaking with you. Actually, give me a second here. This is... Yeah. Okay, so this is Lieutenant Colonel Redgrave, who is out here kind of explaining to all of you the situation. So, like I said, I can't send anybody in there. Normally we'd have a team for that, but they're all working with the OblivAeon cleanup. There's a lot of containment going on, so instead we're kind of stuck. Not that we're saying we're stuck with you guys, who clearly are the best of the best, but we can't really proceed forward. I mean, after Filter fell apart...
Score.
Huh?
Sorry. Triple score.
He kind of looks over at that, gives Absolute Zero a look. Not that you might see it or not. I leave that to you. But he kind of gives him a look and then turns his attention back to Legacy, Wraith. He doesn't pay a whole lot of attention to you, Unity, I'm afraid. It's probably your age more than anything else, and notoriety. He's just not as aware of you as the others. And without Bunker there, who's kind of a military liaison, he's focused on the two people that are the responsible ones, at least in his mind.
That suits Unity just fine. And a quick aside,
Mm-hmm.
are we basing this Redgrave character off of the hot actor from that Finch's Hook TV show?
Oh, yeah, no, did you not know?
Know what?
Oh, yeah, no, he's he's a legacy character. Apparently the chief's wife really liked him, and so she likes when he's involved in things. So, yes.
Got it.
Just that stays here.
Was this before or after the arc with the Russian kid? I don't remember.
Oh, this was, I think, the same town.
Okay.
Same arc. But again, we just keep that on the down low. And we're going to be redacting that from this recording when we're all done. Anyway, yes, so he's Lieutenant Colonel Redgrave talking with all of you. Let's get back to it before I lose my job.
Unity would be taking turns scanning the portal and using an improvised potato gun to shoot small probes through it. Like, like you watch the show Schmargate, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Remember that scene where they were like hitting golf balls through the event horizon?
Yeah.
It's like that. She just fires off a probe every once in a while and scans the readings.
I'm picturing her shooting off like the probes are fine, but the probes are like those spinning dancer toys that would fly through the air. Like that's what I'm picturing, launching it like zzz, as it goes spinning off into the portal. We'll get back to you in just a second, actually, with what kind of readings you get. In the meantime, Legacy, Wraith, as he addresses you, like anything in particular, any questions you want to ask, anything of that nature?
I'd very much like to know what they're doing to quarantine the area. It is a portal that's just sitting out in the open. I'm sure they've got some kind of redirecting traffic, some kind of security that's being put in place. I'm very curious as to what they're doing and if it's up to what Legacy would consider his snuff.
So in this case, they're actually... Give me a second here. So in this case, they're actually a... What they're doing is they've cordoned off the area and actually set up barricades around it. And these are the taller barricades, so it's not just like stone. There's the concrete barricades with fencing on top of it to prevent people from climbing over. There's also sort of barbed wire set on top of that. They are taking as many precautions as they can. He explains that this only happened within the last, like, maybe about 24 to 48 hours. They're not too sure when it opened. It was just reported within the last 24 hours. So if anybody went in before then, he has no clue. They have no way of knowing. But they set up a perimeter. There's about a 50-foot perimeter around the area, cordoning off that section of the casino. So far as the team are concerned, there's no other way to get to it without breaking through that barrier. So you can't go into the building and then get access to the cordoned off area. Like, that section is thankfully removed from the casino enough. Like, you'd have to punch out walls to get into the cordoned off area.
I'll open the floor to Wraith asking a question.
Redgrave, do you know, well, when did this happen and what was your response time to it, if you have any idea?
Like I said, we got the call in at about, I want to say maybe about a day ago, give or take. What ended up happening is we got a notification from literally just an average citizen happened to be coming back here. So they told us they're an urban explorer. They were coming through. They wanted to go through the building, do some, live streaming as they went through. It's whatever. It happens all the time. But they reported it to the Las Vegas police. The moment they realized what this was, they gave us a call. We came down here. So I'd say the entire chain process got us here about 24 hours ago.
And another question, have you done any of your own investigating in terms of has any other signs of anyone else being here?
Yeah, as far as we can see, nobody's come through. The problem is that it's abandoned. So a lot of the kind of clues that we would normally do, you're more than welcome to take a look yourself. But a lot of the investigations that we would do, we don't have the equipment for it. It's standard stuff. And he kind of like, he nods to you, Wraith, and says like very pointedly, I realize that you probably are able to do a lot better than we can. You are more than welcome to check it out. Just, again, be careful. I don't know what may happen. Something might come out. Something might explode. This is outside of our normal territory.
Understood. All right, I'll take a look around and I'll be very careful.
Okay. So if you'd like to, you absolutely can do an investigation on that area. You can set up your dice pool for me. Not going to go with the because it's not an overcome. This is more just like a regular sort of investigation.
Yeah, Jade's investigation. Well, I'm gonna get my health back up too.
Oh yeah, don't forget to get your health back up, everybody, if you haven't yet. Set your scenes back to green as well if you're not set to green.
Done.
You know, Unity, if something was gonna come through, it would have by now. If we could have pissed it off.
Or it could just be waiting.
All right, so Wraith, taking a look around, it's like any other abandoned lot. You know, the building itself, structurally, it's probably not the most sound, but it's a big old casino, big tacky casino. The statue of Cleopatra, sort of standing above everything, looking down with the sort of carved idea of what Cleopatra might have looked like. The almost cartoonish kind of clothing for an Egyptian queen or pharaoh. It's that sort of look. The front area has a lot of vegetation that's grown over. A lot of trash is blown in. It is Las Vegas. You guys are out here towards the end of the the end of the afternoon, so it's starting to get a little cooler, but it is still pretty hot for most of you. I say with absolute zero being the exclusion. You don't really find anything of note that stands out. Nothing in particular that really says somebody else came through one way or the other.
Gotcha.
While Wraith is doing that, one thing that Legacy would very much like to inquire about is who was it that first reported it? And what were they doing at the time? And are they still available to be in contact with police?
Okay. Yeah, so it was an urban explorer. Said her name was Casey Graham. Pulls out a notebook and starts flipping through. We pulled her aside for questioning. We also pulled her aside for contamination, quarantine, just because, again, if this thing opens up to, I don't know, some alien planet, she found it. We don't want her getting sick or bringing something with her. Technically, she is available for questioning, but as far as we can surmise, she is literally just somebody who happened to stumble across it.
Did they send her home, or is she still in custody or like at a hospital or something while they look her over?
We got her at a hospital, so she's technically in custody, but in the custody of, we need to make sure that you're okay before we send you home.
Gotcha.
Once the doctors give her the clearance, she can leave, but until then, that's where she's being kept. And he tells you the hospital she's at. He also gives you a copy of a transcript of the interview that they did. And looking through it, you can see it's not very long. She said that that's what she does. She goes out to these old abandoned buildings, usually casinos. She, tries to pick up maybe if there's some loose chips or something just to kind of add to a collection. She live streams it for her followers. She just happened to come out here on a whim. They had a vote. What casino am I going to go to next? She indicated that the Cleopatra won the vote. So she came out here. It was not any kind of... It wasn't planned, really. She left it up to her viewers. So when she got out here and she saw it, it was being live streamed, but that was really it. Like, she genuinely seemed shocked. And the interviewer noted after the interview ended that for all of the happenstance that occurred, they do believe that she really did just happen to find this. Like they don't feel like she was malicious in any kind of way, or she's the one who set it up or even went through, because they asked her, did you go through? She's like, no, she called as soon as she saw it.
Then I think what he's gonna do, because investigation is a little out of his particular depth, is he's going to park a seat on the nearest bench where Absolute Zero is chucking snowballs into the portal, and just sit, and he's going to watch the stream archive.
Okay.
Of that live stream, just so that he has an idea of what exactly she was looking at and what everybody else was looking at.
Sounds good.
When they found it.
Okay, so Unity, while he's doing that, we're going to go ahead and focus a little bit on the things that you're getting. This time I'm going to ask for an overcome, because this is a little bit beyond just a standard investigation. Give me an overcome roll using... well, whatever you'd like, but it's an overcome roll to kind of figure out if you're getting anything back from the other side of this portal. That is an overcome success with a major twist. Or a failure. Your choice.
I'll take the major twist.
Okay. Wow. We're going right in, right off from the start. All right. So as you start kind of investigating and trying to figure out what this is, you get the impression that this is not... Going off the readings, one of your drones that went in before it was kind of petered out, you realize that it's petering out because it's out of range. These things are active and you can control them while you're within range, but the moment that they're too far out is when the energy that kind of keeps them moving starts to wear thin. And that is what happens. However, what you are able to surmise is that this portal connects to someplace terrestrial. It doesn't go to another dimension. It doesn't go to another planet. It just goes to someplace else here on Earth. Where, you don't know, but it is terrestrial. However, as you're starting to kind of figure this out, the portal fluctuates and ripples with energy. It explodes. Like, not completely shuts down, but it's like this burst kind of responding to your powers trying to push through. It knocks back, and you and Absolute Zero, actually everybody in range, which would be everybody at this point, everybody is going to take 3 points of damage as this thing suddenly warps and explodes out with energy. You're all kind of knocked flying and hit up against the fence as this energy hits you. It is for the sake of record, because I don't know what people have, we're gonna go ahead and say that this was energy. It's not cold. Whatever it is, it ain't cold.
My shoulder. For the record, that didn't happen until you started sending your things through.
You were also continuing to throw icicles through, so...
Yeah, and I was
know
doing
if
that
shit's
for a
entirely
solid 10
her.
minutes before she sent her robots through. Okay, leave me alone.
It was a probe, not a robot.
At this point, the lieutenant colonel comes up, and he's on the other side of the fence. Is everything all right? What happened?
Socratic method, Lieutenant Colonel. Socratic method.
All right. Well, as long as you're okay, nobody's vaporized or anything. I think we're all right. Look, I don't necessarily want to start nudging you guys through if you're not prepared to, but
I'm going. Absolute. Ryan gets up. He starts making his way over. He looks
So wait,
around.
hold on, real quick.
Mhm.
Did the portal collapse?
No, it's
Or
still
did
there.
it just explode out with...
Fluctuated.
Yeah,
Okay.
it fluctuated with energy.
Sorry, I thought it collapsed.
Oh, no. So he does say the moment that, if you guys are going through, the moment that bunker shows up, he will basically direct him to catch up with you guys, like what happened, explain what's going on, and send him on through, provided you haven't come back by then.
Before Ryan gets more than halfway to the portal, he stops and kind of looks around for a second. Where's Big Man? He wasn't vaporized, was he?
Which big
Bob
man?
Legacy.
Oh yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
As he's like
Turns around,
literally standing
Walks
next to
towards
you.
the portal.
All right.
So yeah, Absolute Zero will be the first one through.
Okay, so
He's in a suit. The rest aren't.
one last thing to kind of buy for time here. Between you, the initial call that this was happening, and you walking through the portal, are there any kind of other preparations you would make? Effectively, you can take one kind of action for what you want to do before this happens. Unity, again, if you wanted to make a bot, this is the time to do so. But everybody else, if there's some kind of preparation that you would want to make, one last kind of investigation, question, anything, now's the time to do it.
I don't think there's anything that Legacy could think of that could further prepare himself.
Okay.
So I would take the defend action
Okay.
and essentially jump in first, preparing to protect myself from anything that's on the other side that might be not very happy.
Okay. Sounds good.
Unity will go ahead and make a minion.
All right, so I'm going to remind everybody real quick. Out of character. The minions are better when they're boosted. When Unity's boosted, because Unity can spend boosts to make that happen. So, if people want to try to help boost Unity before you go through to make bigger bots, now's actually a pretty good time. Especially if you've got nothing else to do.
I will do exactly that.
Okay.
I'll actually do that as well. I don't know if I've got a power that I can use for this, but I will absolutely galvanize to give Unity a boost.
Okay.
Because, yeah, awareness, flight, strength, and vitality don't really apply to any of this, so...
Yeah, sure. So, here's what I'm going to ask because of that. How is Legacy galvanizing in this case? Like, because...
The rousing speech.
Because again, Unity's actually around the same age as Paul's daughter. Like they're about the same age. So there might be that kind of paternal sense that kicks in. She's a teenage girl who's in the field doing superhero stuff. You might have a pep talk or two that you've used for your daughter that you could pull out, dust off, and use for Unity as well.
Pep talkers, 7 of them that come in my daily calendar. Thank you very much.
All right, so you roll for the Galvanize first, and then Wraith. With your own intelligence and understanding of technology, it's actually not too difficult for you to help Unity. Unity's magic is, what if it is magic, is inherent. You have a pretty firm grasp on tech, though, so you might not be as talented as Unity is with it, but you're pretty darn clever yourself, and you can jury rig a couple of things if you need to. So you go ahead and give me a boost roll too. Jiminy Christmas, is that a 5 for your galvanize?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a +2/+2. So you have 2 boosts on you. I just realized the problem is Unity cannot spend that boost for Galvanize boost for her bots. But it's fine because it can apply. It can apply going forward though, so everybody still gets to use it. It's still a good use of the ability. It's just she won't be able to. Not for this anyway. But that's all right. So another +2 Unity from Wraith. And go ahead and give me that roll to build a bot.
I'd also like to welcome Kua to the office.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, sorry, traffic was a pain.
No, that's all right. That's all right. Just as long as you're here. All of our stall tactics worked
Bring
out just fine.
Did you bring the bagels?
Please.
Yes, I brought the bagel.
The bagels. I love a good bagel.
It was on the poppy seeds.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's disgusting. They're yours.
What?
Listen. There's like only 2 bagels in the world that are disgusting: the everything bagel and the poppy seed bagel.
Wow.
You would
don't
like
like
something
the
that resembles
everything
getting
bagel?
high.
You don't. What's wrong with the everything bagel? Hang on.
I love the everything bagel.
Everything's in it. It's awful. Plus,
It's good.
Plus, it makes people's breath smell awful too. Yeah, I don't see any of you jumping up to say no to that one, and it does happen. All right, that's garlic breath for everybody.
This is why we're supposed to carry mints.
So in the meantime, while you're here at Bunker, just to kind of catch you up, there was a distress signal from Las Vegas. A portal of some kind had opened up in front of an abandoned casino called the Cleopatra Casino and Hotel. It has been cordoned off by the local military. Lieutenant Colonel Redgrave is on the scene, has been kind of taking up the effort to make sure it was closed off until the Freedom 5 plus Unity could get there to handle the situation. He's answered a couple of questions so far. It was discovered by a random young woman who was there to do some urban exploration for a live stream. She explained that she didn't go through it, and so far as the rest of the military unit there is concerned or knows, nobody has gone in or has come out. So far, the only kind of thing that's happened is after Unity attempted to do some experimentation and put some drones through to do some testing, there was a fluctuation of energy that knocked everybody on their asses. But beyond that, it hasn't responded. It's just been sitting there menacingly.
Interesting.
So that is the report that you get as you walk up. And Lieutenant Redgrave actually seems a little more relieved the moment that you show up. Probably owing to the military. You know, you're ex or retired military. He's military. It feels better talking to somebody who kind of understands procedure. Because for all that the Freedom 5 are, superheroes, they're not military, and it's easier to kind of explain things when you can use military jargon. They are technically just citizens, so. So do you have any questions before we go forward? Unity, that's a really great roll. That's what, 8? Ooh, that's a really good roll, actually. Hold on.
That gives me a D10 minion.
I believe so. Yeah, let me double check real quick, because it's always a pain to remember that. Unity, D10.
It's an 8+2, yeah?
No, it's mid-roll.
Oh.
Oh, wait, do you use your max Unity for that, for building a bot? No, you don't, unless it says that you don't. So, 8 to... Yeah, that's a D10. Standard humanoid or large machine. Now, here's the thing. You can either make it a D10 robot, or you can take that +2 bonus and use it to give it explosive, pack, reinforced, floating, or autonomous. So it would be a D8 bot, but it would have one of those abilities attached to it.
I'll let it be a D8 minion and give it autonomous.
Okay. Yep. So autonomous means that it can take any of the basic actions, not just one.
Correct.
All right. So with that, Bunker, any questions about the situation before? Because the rest of the team was literally about to walk through when you showed up. Any questions for Lieutenant Redgrave, or anything you want to address to the rest of the team before heading inside? Oh, and it is terrestrial. Wherever the portal lets out, Unity was able to surmise it opens out somewhere else on planet Earth.
It seems straightforward, but because the guy is military, he's going to go ask him what the situation is, just to hear from a military standpoint.
And he does. He explains hard and fast basically what I've just explained. The only difference is that he again uses military jargon. He speaks in the 0800 hours kind of manner of speech, but yeah, he explains pretty much the same thing.
All right, well, he just kind of reaffirms him, states with the military jargon, this and that, and says they say that they'll handle it.
Sounds good. All right, so Legacy. Oh, what? Oh, sorry. Legacy, you said you were heading in first?
I went through first.
Oh, I'm sorry. Absolute Zero went through first. All right, Absolute Zero then. Give me a second. We're going to switch scenes. As you step through the portal, there's a fizzling sound of energy that you've kind of come to associate with going through strange portals that lead to places. And you find yourself in Egypt. At least it looks like Egypt. Perhaps some temple buried underneath the mounds of sand, but as far as you can see, you are in a colossal stone monument somewhere in the Egyptian desert.
No vision, but looking around. Is the portal open on this side, or did that just pop out of with seemingly nothing?
It is open on the other side, so you can poke your head back out. So far as you can tell, you can turn around and go right back the way you came.
Okay. I form another little ice dart and I throw it back through.
Okay. So on the other side, you all see a little shot of ice come zipping back out of the portal.
Or they would if it wouldn't hit me in the face, because
He's coming through
Legacy went in immediately afterwards.
As you come through a piece of ice, I'm just like, oh, sorry, big man.
It's
okay,
fine.
so
It's fine. It's fine.
looks to be desert. Is there any sign of any like rivers, towns?
Oh, you are
trees?
inside of what appears to be a temple or tomb of some kind.
Okay, so we don't know that we're in the desert. We're just in a.
You're surmising it
Okay.
based on the fact that everything is very Egyptian looking.
That's fair.
And it is very dusty and sandy.
Big man, does this count as trespassing, appropriation? I mean, I don't want to end up like the British here.
Tell you
Well,
what.
didn't exactly come here by. Technically, we didn't come here by choice.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's an excellent defense. Okay, yeah, sure.
Back outside the portal, what are the rest of you doing? You saw the ice come back out a little bit. You saw Legacy take an ice shard to the face, which it's not going to hurt him, but clearly things are okay on the other side.
Wraith will kind of walk up to the portal and just kind of poke her head through, and then roar back real quick, make sure no more ice comes in.
No. So you poke your head in, you see the two of them discussing the logistics and propriety of being in a temple, but you do also see that this is some kind of Egyptian temple or tomb.
As you pull your head back out, Wraith and Unity see Absolute Zero, his hand come through their side of the portal and give them a little wave. Then it gets pulled back through again.
Real quick, Unity gives his hand a high five.
This time it's his head that comes through and he says, "Did we set a Guinness Book of World Records record?"
I'm gonna try and
Guinness
pull
record?
him back through the portal.
Depends, where are you?
Can I just real quick try and pull him back through the portal?
Pull who?
Pull Absolute Zero.
I mean, you can. I don't know why, but you can.
Yeah, you pull him back. His head pops back through on the Egypt side of the portal.
Don't
What?
do that.
Oh, the odds of it closing on me are very, very slim, big man.
Yes, but do you want that to happen while your head is on one side of the portal and your body's on the other? Look, I've seen that movie. Don't do that.
Okay.
You stop that.
Why don't I go look around for Unity's toy while you help the others through?
That's a very good idea, because we still don't know what caused it to stop reporting it.
Nope. How dark is it in here, by the way?
It is well lit. There are torches lining the walls.
The torches are lit?
Yes.
That's fascinating. Ryan's gonna walk up to one of those and see, is this like... Does somebody come through here and oil these? Or is this just infinitely burning wood?
Taking a look at it, go ahead and give me an overcome action. Actually.
Sure. He's not the most scientific person, but he does have some expertise where heat and lack of heat is concerned.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's a 7.
Yeah, that's a success with a minor twist. If you want to take it, I mean, you don't have to.
Yeah, I'll take the twist.
Okay. So while you do that, I'm going to go ahead and prep what you see while that's going on. The rest of you, Legacy stuck around to help people through the portal if they need it. That just left Unity, Bunker, and Wraith to actually come through entirely.
Wraith will walk through now.
Okay. And you see, Legacy on the other side there kind of doing the gentleman leader thing, ready to help anybody stumbles or trips. But, you're the Wraith. You're fine.
Unity will go through.
Okay. Same thing. And then, Bunker, you're the only one that's left. You
Yep.
get a salute from Lieutenant Redgrave.
Yep, he salutes back and then he walks in.
All right. Now that you're all inside, we're going to go ahead and do a couple of things. One, though, most important, is I don't really think we have anybody that's very scholarly, except maybe the Wraith might actually be somebody who could file under that. So give me an overcome action, Wraith, because as you're looking around, you see a lot of hieroglyphics here. And while that's not really your area of expertise, you've experienced and worked with enough people who have done this kind of stuff to kind of try to maybe recall some of the things that you've seen and learned. If you want to, you don't have to. You can try an overcome action to decipher what some of these hieroglyphs might mean.
I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay, so go ahead and give me an overcome action on that point. Meanwhile, Absolute Zero, looking at the flame here, these, as far as you can tell, look like they were recently lit. And there's something about the wood that kind of looks off. These don't look like... because they are wooden torches. But these aren't like wood that you would expect to see, like old wood, dried wood. It doesn't have that thing like, oh, these have been here forever. The wood looks fairly new. And the heat that's coming off of it is heat off of new wood, certainly not dry wood. Oh, bump my mic.
Hey, big man.
What can I do for you?
That would be a minor twist. Success with a minor twist.
Somebody's been here recent, like.
Yeah, I'll take that twist.
Okay.
How high is the ceiling?
I mean, standard, fairly high, enough for all of you to stand comfortably and still have plenty of space. Actually, let me give a description of the room itself before we do anything else. This is, it appears to be an antechamber of some kind, an entryway. The wall is covered with hieroglyphics, as I said. There is a stone set of stairs that leads up a cramped corridor at the far end of this room.
This is probably going to look silly, but I feel like I'd rather look silly than not attempt this.
Mm-hmm.
If this is a chamber with a relatively high ceiling and we know that people have been here before, what I'd like to do is I'd like to fly up to as high into the room as I can and just get a bird's eye view specifically of the floor because it's dusty. I want to see if I can see tracks.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's clever. So you go ahead and give me an overcome action using flight to kind of inspect the room. Meanwhile, Wraith, as you're looking around here, you see you're reading over the hieroglyphics. You notice, or you are able to translate at least a little bit. It reads, "The Hall of Mysteries contains treasures undreamt of, but only to the stout of heart and the strong of will."
I don't think any of my... Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, look at these hieroglyphics. Looks like we got treasure around again.
All right. If nothing suits outside of flight, then just go ahead and do the D8.
Well, I've got flight. I just don't know if any of my qualities would work here.
That's what I'm saying. So if that's the case, then I would say just go ahead and roll the the D4. Go with the D4.
Okay. Nah, it's
All
a
right.
3.
Yeah. So again, there's the possibility of a success with a minor twist, but from where you're standing right now or floating, there doesn't appear to be anything really enough to focus or fascinate, kind of fixate on. However, both Wraith, yourself, and Absolute Zero, as you're looking at the walls, you're inspecting the various things around the room, you start to feel a little bit dizzy, and it's kind of like, how when you look at a pattern on a picture, like the 3D image sort of thing where you focus your eyes on something and you can see a 3D image underneath of it, but it has that kind of dizzy pattern on top of it. It feels a little bit like that. The hieroglyphics start to kind of not shift or actually move, but it leaves you feeling a little dizzy and a little nauseous kind of looking at them. All of you are going to be hindered or get a hinder roll. Give me a second from the environment.
Question.
Yeah.
Is this some sort of gas effect? Because I presumably would not be affected
It
in
is
the same way.
not. It is not a gas effect. Okay. Give me a second while I do this, though, and do the roll.
You sounded just like what's his name from The Room when you said it is not.
It is not.
Hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Funny, why so?
So that would be a... Give me a moment. 6, that would be a plus or a -2 hindrance.
To the 3 of us. Okay.
Yep. So the 3 of you have a -2 hindrance that will apply this only applies to the next overcome action any of you take. It is very specifically for overcome actions. Which brings us to the point now where we open up the scene, because there is a scene. Each room that you explore requires an overcome action. Beyond this point will require an overcome action to find the exit and get out and move on to the next room. Obviously, things can happen. This is it's a tomb. Who knows what might lurk inside? What dark Egyptian curses and secrets may be within, etc., etc., etc. The thing is that all of you have been to the Tomb of Anubis before. All of you have been there, and this feels remarkably like it. Perhaps another wing that you didn't explore when you were there, because it is a vast complex within the boundless deserts of Egypt. So, with that in mind, and going forward, let me open up the scene. Maybe.
Wow. No wonder why my probes weren't sending anything back. We're over 7,540 miles away from our original point. That's almost a third of the way around the world. Just putting that in there for educational benefits.
Thank you, Carmen Sandiego. I'm sorry, Schmarman.
In fairness,
Schmarman Schmandiego.
in fairness, if anybody's signal was going to reach that far, it'd be yours.
Aw.
Thank you. I should have used a satellite uplink instead of Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that, who's gonna go through the cramped stairways first?
Are we supposed to be able to see on the map? Because I cannot.
Did I forget to turn off the thing again? Hold on. Boop, boop. Lord, I don't know why it does that. That's the default. Anyway, here we are.
Ooh.
So, yes, who will be going through the stairs first? 3 of you are left kind of dizzy right now. So I'd suggest somebody who won't be afflicted necessarily, because you do have to make an overcome action to leave the next room, whatever might lie beyond.
I ain't feeling too good. Can someone else take point?
Sure, I'll go ahead. So, Bunker takes point.
My cat will give you a boost. My little robot cat that I built.
Meow, meow, meow.
Alright.
Little communist party cat.
That's actually not too bad, though. That's a +2. So, yeah, you have a +2 boost, general boost there. So, as you pass through the stairway, kind of have to squeeze your whole suit through because it is cramped. There's just enough room for you, Bunker, to get up there. And you kind of have to do the sideways shuffle up the stairs. But when you get there, you find yourself in the front, what is clearly the front antechamber. The chamber is about 20 feet high with a high ceiling, or 20 feet square with a high ceiling. Hieroglyphs cover the walls, telling tall tales of what appears to be Anubis and his heroics. And that is you are starting things off on the scene counter. So, give me a moment. What would you like to do, Bunker?
He'd like to take a look around.
Okay. Like I said, the to find the way out of the room, to do any kind of anything at this point, because you are on a scene tracker, turns are being counted. So, in this instance, any kind of anything will require a roll of some sort. So, give me an overcome check as you look around. The rest of you are filing in behind him, by the way. We're gonna kind of assume, unless you say otherwise, everybody is grouped together going through these rooms together.
Alright, let's see. I'll use since he's using his power, so he can use power to try to scan the place.
Okay.
And I'll say veteran.
Sounds good. Ooh, nice. Okay, so that is a success with a minor twist. Do you want to take the minor twist, or do you want to go ahead and fail?
I'll take the minor twist.
Okay. So, as you start looking around, you see what appears to be another door across the way. That's an open stone doorway that goes further into a dark corridor. There doesn't appear to be an immediate light source in that room. As you start making your way in, and as all of you file into this room, the floor suddenly disintegrates into sand, sucking everybody down into itself. As the floor turns into quicksand. Everybody takes... yeah?
Oh, go ahead.
Everybody's going to take damage equal to the min die, which is 5, And everybody is hindered by the mid die.
My modular realignment kicks in.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna boost using cold.
Okay.
That's a 1.
All right. Everybody else, put yourselves down for a penalty marked as quicksand! Exclamation point. The penalty can only be removed by an overcome success.
This
So
is everybody,
Everybody.
and it's a minus what?
It is a -2.
I would like to overcome the quicksand for everybody.
Okay.
I'm going to try and at our relatively speaking, where our feet are underneath that, I'm going to try and see if I can freeze all of that sand in place.
Okay.
Like a thin layer across the bottom and reaching all the way to the respective walls of the chamber.
Okay. Remember, this will apply both of your hinders at this point.
Yep,
Then.
I'm aware.
Yep. Okay. Go for it.
I'll go ahead and I'll add one of my +2s from the previous session's hero point rewards.
Sure.
So that'll be a +2 on that. I will use modular realignment for this. Principle of cold using my max die.
Well, hold on, because we are in
Okay.
in turn scene tracker mode now. So, Bunker.
Okay.
I mean, you could do this. Just Bunker needs to make sure that he hands it off to you next. Is all.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I'll wait. Wait for Bunker to.
So yeah, Bunker. That happens. Who do you want to hand it off to?
0.
Okay, just making sure. Got to keep it official. Got to keep this official.
That's fine. Okay, so both of the penalties I've got, the modular realignment, my +2, which is not going to show up, and Principle of Cold, which uses the max die. Everybody gets a hero point.
All right, everyone, put yourself down for a hero point. Let's see that roll. So that's 11 minus 4. That's a 7. So that's a success with a minor twist.
Plus the 2 that doesn't show up there because I'm spending the hero point, so it's a 9.
Oh, okay. So it is a success. Perfect. Oh, wow. Just grazing the finish line, but you get there. So yeah, it's a success. All of you find that the floor beneath your feet is kind of frozen over with ice mixed with sand, which thankfully gives you, instead of it being slippery now because of the sand, it's more gritty. So you don't even have to worry about slipping. So you can remove the quicksand, everybody. Good thinking. And absolute 0. After that, anything else before you hand it off to somebody else?
No. I do want to ask, what does the room look like one more time so I know who to pass to?
Okay. The room itself is about 20 feet square, high ceiling, hieroglyphs covering the walls telling tall tales of Anubis and his heroics.
Mm-hmm. Any obvious like exit or entrance? Other set of stairs?
Yes,
doors?
there's the open stone doorway that Bunker located across from you.
Okay, but it is open. I'm gonna pass to the other big man, Legacy. See if he wants to fly some of our other folks over there. Maybe.
Just to throw this out here, the environment also is on the tracker at this point. Just so there's no surprises when everybody's turn goes, that the environment is also here. Go ahead, Legacy, you're up.
I thought about flying people out of the room, but there is something that I think is going to be more valuable.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only person who is not in this room is Bunker. So I think if we have to use overcome actions to get out of the room to the next one, then I think the better action to make sure everybody has a better shot at getting to the next room is using Galvanize. And let's see, leadership.
Oh no! Like Bunker is in the room still. Everybody is in the room. It just takes an overcome action to find the exit from each room to the next one.
Has the exit already been found?
Yes, Bunker
He's
found it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I thought everybody needed an overcome action to go from room 1 to room 2.
Oh no! It's
My
just
mistake.
in this case it was just everybody was being hindered as a result of the sand that required the overcome. But yeah, you guys can move on to the next room whenever you're prepared to move on.
Cool. Then I absolutely am going to grab both Unity and Wraith if I can, and I'm going to fly them into the next room.
Perfect. Yeah, no, I'll allow that. So that'll be your action, but it'll give them effectively a chance to do whatever they want in the next room. All right.
As for who goes next, let's see. So it's just been myself, Bunker, and Absolute Zero.
Yep.
So I think I want to give this to our investigator, because if there's anybody who can figure out how to go to the next room, it's probably her.
Okay.
So let's give it to Wraith.
Okay, Wraith, you are up. As you are brought by Legacy into this next room, it actually appears to be a dark corridor, and so you are, all of you, because none of you have night vision. Ha
Not even in the power suit?
Oh, the power suit, yeah, but all of you are human enough that you are not able to see in the dark. It requires tech to do so. Take that. That's right. You're all human now.
Rude.
This appears to be an outer burial chamber, a small crypt containing one large stone sarcophagus. As in the previous chamber, hieroglyphs adorn the walls, depicting rewards owed to a faithful servant in the afterlife.
Well, can I do it in? I guess it would be Principal the Detective. I want to use gadgets though.
Okay.
Kind of do gadgets investigation. Basically, gonna toss something that gives it light to the room. That makes sense.
Hold on a second. What's
like a flare?
your other investigation? Or the other one that you have is Principal. Yeah, stealth won't work. Yeah, I'll allow that.
Gadget investigation.
Just remember to tack on that -2 from the hieroglyphs from earlier.
Gotcha.
Oof. That is a major twist.
I will take that.
Okay. So you send out the light and it kind of fizzles and the bulb is a dud. It looks like.
Should have gone to Lowe's. I mean, Schmoes.
Schmoes. Yep. So unfortunately, that is it for you. That leaves Unity or the environment's turn.
You guys recommend the environment or Unity in this situation?
Probably the environment, because there's always the yeah.
Okay. Yeah, give it to the environment.
Okay. So as you are standing there in this dark room, you have an infrared laser or an infrared scope, that you can affix to your eye. Really, the only person who does not have the capacity to see in the dark at all is Legacy. Legacy, sorry, that's not one of your powers.
Yep.
But as that happens, you hear the sound of stone moving, followed by a low, dry, moaning, groaning sound, along with the sound of feet moving on stone. Out from the darkness and into what little light spills out from the hallway that you just left are a handful of mummies.
No daddies?
No, I'm afraid not. Just mummies.
Alright.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in total. Unity, it is your turn.
Okay. Unity will hit the nearest mummy with her brainstorm ability.
All right.
Hit one target using your minimum die. Then another with your mid die.
Mm-hmm.
And then boost with my max.
Okay, so that's 2 ones. All of the mummies are at full health right now. So we'll just mark down the first 2 closest ones, and that is a +2 bonus to yourself. Let's see if they can roll higher than a 1. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, so both of them are still very much intact, I'm afraid. All right, Unity, it is the end of your turn. Who do you want to hand it off to?
Who's still on deck?
You and the mummies.
Oh,
Well, it would just be the mummies in this case. I apologize.
well, I'm gonna get the Great Catsby to attack.
Okay. Great Gatsby. Okay, not too bad. Let's go ahead and see how it does with one of the minions here. Give me a second here. If the damage is higher than the minion's result. It is! The minion is destroyed. Congratulations. So the Great Catsby is in fact great as it jumps and lands on one of these mummies and starts, claws digging into wrappings, ripping teeth, batting around the various wrappings. And as it does so, all of you, and this echoes out into the other room where everybody else is, the distinct sound of metal, not dried up, skin, but rather metal. And a few bits and pieces go flying as the robot cat tears up the robot mummy.
Boy, cyber mummies.
All right, and I will pass it off to the mummies.
All right. So the mummies are going to close in and attack the people that are in the room, available targets. Legacy, you are the first target. Give me just a second here. As it takes a swing at you for 3 points of damage. Would you like to defend?
No.
Okay. So 3 points. The second one is also going to make a swing at you for another 3 points.
That one I will defend against.
Okay. So go ahead and give me that roll.
So
Remember,
save
this will be
vitality.
with a minor twist.
Yeah, that's fine. I did the hieroglyphs. I don't add to this roll because it's not an overcome; it's a defend.
Right. It's a defend.
Yeah, that's fine. 4, so no damage.
No damage. There will be a minor twist. So as
That's fine.
you defend yourself against them, though, you kind of bring up your dukes, block this swing that comes towards you, but at the same time, a couple of the bandages get tangled around your arm, and you are hindered. That's going to be a -1 hinder, unless the mummy that you're fighting is destroyed. We'll just call that mummy number 2. So unless mummy number 2 is destroyed, you are hindered, unless you take an
That's a
overcome
negative
action.
1.
Yep, -1. As long as mummy number 2 is up and moving. That would be mummy number 4 is going to attack you, Wraith, for 1 point of damage. Do you want to take that or do you want to defend?
Sorry, I'll take it.
Okay. And Unity, that is a 2 points of damage to you. Would you like to defend or are you going to take that damage?
I'll take it.
The three arches commented, "Cue the empty childs. Are you my mummy?" Jokes write themselves, folks. All right. Round one's over. We're back at the top of the round. The mummies are going to actually hand this off to... they're going to hand this off to you, Absolute Zero. Because the mummies are all about alphabetical order.
That's fair. That's very nice of them. I have a couple of oversized darts for them as I come through the door.
Okay.
We're going to go ahead and... Actually, I say that. How many mummies do we got standing?
4.
Okay. These oversized darts are going through legs. He's just basically generating these spikes and trying to slow them down.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead and give me
we're
that
doing...
roll.
Yep, we're doing Sub-Zero Atmosphere. Hinder any number of nearby targets using cold. Use your max die. That is a 12.
Your rolls continue to astound. That is a 4. That is a -4 hinder to all of them.
Okay. Once that's done... did we get Bunker in here? I don't think we did. I think he's in the room behind me.
Technically, everybody is moving together. So Bunker,
Okay.
on Bunker's turn, he'll be in this room and able to do stuff.
Then let's pass it off to him.
Okay.
Get him moving.
Bunker, you're up.
All right.
There are 4 mummies left. One of them has taken some damage, but the rest of them are still hale and hearty.
Well, he will attack one of them.
Okay. Ooh, nice. 6. Okay. Well, the damaged one that is holding on to, or has its bandages tangled around Legacy, and looks like it's trying to get itself free as well, would be the most obvious target, but you can also attack one of the other more functional mummies.
All right. He will attack the second one.
Okay. It does not make its save, and it is destroyed. Means that you, Legacy, are free. You can remove that bandaged up hinder roll attachment there.
Fantastic.
Bunker, it is still your turn. Who would you like to hand it off to? Remember, guys, you can't leave the room until one of you does an overcome action, and you are on a scene tracker.
I will hand it off to who's left?
Wraith, Legacy, Unity, the Environment, or the Mummies.
Just to get out the way, the environment.
Okay. So, as you do, there is another sound of rolling stone on stone, and out of the sarcophagus in the middle rises another figure. This one doesn't appear to be a mummy. In fact, it appears to be with a clattering of bones, you hear what sounds like a skeleton. After that, a second one climbs out as well. There are now 2 skeletons in the room along with the mummies. That was the environment's turn. And we're going to go ahead and add in the skeletons. These skeletons both appear to be armed with sharp, very sharp looking kopeshes. Or kopesh. I don't know what the plural is. And the environment is actually going to go ahead and hand it off to the skeletons, I think. That makes sense to me. D8s. They are D8s, by the way. So with that, the skeleton comes up and goes right for you, Bunker. 2 points of damage. Would you like to defend, or would you like to just take that?
I'll just take that since, I have, whatchamacallit.
Oh, your defense?
That reduces it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second one is 8 points of damage, plus 1, so 9 points of damage as it comes up. This one as its buddy was distracting you, the other one comes up behind you and actually seems to find an area, a soft spot within the bunker suit to strike. Would you like to defend against 9 points of damage?
Yes, I would like to defend against that one.
Okay, so go ahead and give me that defense roll. Remember, this is with a minor twist. Okay, so -4 minus whatever your ability reduces it to. How much damage would that be then?
Out of 9, it's at -4, and then it'll be 4.
Okay, so -4 points of damage. And okay, so with that, the minor twist is going to be actually, as the blade kind of gets in there, it swivels a little bit to pull itself out. You hear a cracking sound. It sounds like the shard or a piece of that Kopesh has wedged itself in the armor, and it's kind of causing issues for the suit in terms of mobility. You're going to be hindered for a 1 as well. This one requires an overcome to get it out. But it will remain there until it has been removed, until an overcome action has been taken to remove it. We'll just call that a broken blade.
-1.
Yep, -1. Next, they're gonna go ahead and hand that off to Wraith. You're up.
I'm gonna go ahead and use utility belt,
Okay, perfect.
and that the boost with the gadgets to it. Would I only roll the gadgets die? Is that what it is again? Sure.
No. You use all of them. It just requires one of them has to be the gadgets.
Got you. Okay. Gadget and let's do combat. Try and make some kind of trick knife.
Okay, cool. All right, so it's a plus. Is it? Do you use your max for this?
It just says boost yourself using gadgets that bonus is persistent.
Okay, so it's a +1. So it's not the biggest boost, but it's a persistent one. So
Okay.
yeah, give yourself a +1 boost. You also get to attack, I think, using that boost.
Yes.
All right, so that is 3 damage to one of the targets, either one of the skeletons or one of the mummies. Just as a reminder, all you have to do is get them to roll lower than a 3.
Okay.
But all of them are at D8s to roll. So which one would you like to target with that ability?
Just the first one, I guess.
All right, skeleton or mummy though. First one of what?
Oh, let's go skeleton.
Okay,
I
good.
like that.
With that, you send it out. It's not enough to destroy, but it does drop its dice size by 1, so it's a D6 now. Yeah, good job. Who would you like to hand it off to? There is still Legacy, Unity, and the mummies. And again, as a reminder, you can't leave the room until somebody does an overcome action to find the exit.
I'll hand it to Unity.
Okay. Also, you guys can talk to each other. Talking is a free action, and there's no limit on what can be said.
Okay, Unity will flash forage.
Okay.
Boost one of your minions using metal. You may also upgrade that minion to your maximum dice size, replacing its minion form.
Okay. So as you do this to the Great Catsby, like where is Unity in the room? Like how does this look? Describe the panel for me.
Unity's still near where they came in from the room. And she is manipulating the smashed bits of the mummy robots, pulling them into the air and twisting them and attaching them to the Great Catsby.
So now it's not just the Great Catsby. You're attempting to make it into the Great Catstet. A little Egyptian humor there. All right, so you increase its die size by 1. You said correct?
Boost 1 using metal. Upgrade it to your max dice size, replacing its minion form.
Yeah, so it would be your max die size is a 5. Max die size. Oh, to the max die size, so that would be a D10. So yeah, it's up to a D10 now. And what would the Great Catsby like to do?
The Great Catsby will perform an overcome to try and find the exit.
Perfect. Go ahead and give me that overcome roll while Catsby does a scan of the room to find the exit. Ooh, very nice. Because it has a boost on it too, right?
Yes, equal to what I rolled in for my metal.
Yeah, so that is a +2. So that's a success with no twist. Catsby darts around the room between each individual mummy and skeleton. They take kind of like wild swings at it. It jumps up on top of the sarcophagus, looks around, and it does that laser grid thing where it like scans every aspect of the room. Everybody can see it. And then it flashes and does a strobe light, or not a strobe light, but like a floodlight from its eyes right on the door. So now you can see the exit. The exit appears to be a long dark corridor that leads away, turning sharply to the right after several dozen meters.
I've spotted our exit.
Meow 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 meow.
Okay, the Great Catsby found our exit.
Meow.
Pushy.
Thank you, Great Catsby.
Who would you like to hand it off to, Legacy or the mummies?
The mummies.
All right. So Legacy, the one that was attached to you has fallen, but it still has a bunch of buddies that are happy to attack. One of them is going right for you for 2 points of damage.
Okay, I take no damage.
Okay. The second one is going to move towards actually the Great Catsby. For 2 points of damage. I need you to roll a Great Catsby's dice. It has to roll a 2 or better to avoid being destroyed. And while Unity rolls that, the last mummy is going to go for... It's actually going to go for you, Absolute Zero. 8 points of damage.
Yeah, defending that.
Okay, give me that defense roll. Unity, go ahead and roll Catsby's die for me.
Screw it. We'll shoot it as it gets closer. That's an 8.
Okay, so Catsby's fine. Go ahead and lower Catsby's die size by 1, though. 8. That is more. That is enough to actually block the damage entirely. So I'm presuming, like, how does that look? Like, what is he doing?
Which one was attacking him? That's the part I missed.
The last of the 3 mummies.
Oh, okay. Remember how there was a sheet of ice acting as the floor in this room?
In the last room coming into this room, yeah.
Oh. Hold up, I hadn't moved rooms yet.
Oh, okay. I apologize. Then yes, in this room, you're fine. Continue.
Okay. Yeah, there's a sudden outgrowth of ice from underneath the quicksand that had been negated, and it just shoots right up in a sheet.
Mm-hmm.
And as the mummy comes crashing through it, Absolute Zero is no longer behind it. He's just kind of used that moment to step to the side.
Okay. So here's actually what's the minor twist is going to be then. I like that setup, and that gives me a perfect idea. So as you move over to the side to avoid it, you actually find that your ice was not as complete under the floor as you had hoped. And you are sinking a little bit in the sand. Not enough for it to be quicksand, but enough to hinder you. The next time you use... Give me a second here, because Power Suit is one of your options, correct? Or one of your powers?
For one of my twists?
Yeah.
Principle of Dependence. Yeah, it's listed as a twist possibility.
Yeah, so one of your suit components actually did get damaged. This is this would actually be the null point calibrator, has sand in it. Sand got into it. So the next time you would take damage from cold, you do not recover any health. That you do not reduce that damage, you do not recover that health.
And how much was the hindrance from, or was that just the component?
That is the component. Yep.
Okay, all right, got it.
Now that can be taken away with an overcome action by somebody who knows how to work on the suit, but that is it. It's either that or the next time you would heal from null point, it does not work.
Gotcha.
So, Legacy, you're up.
Okay.
An exit has been found, by the way, just reminding everybody.
I think the first thing I want to do, though, in order to make sure that people have a much easier time, is I'm going to try and blow away as many of these things as possible. I'm in the yellow zone now, so I'm going to do Flying Smash.
All right, Flying Smash. Give us the Flying Smash roll.
All right. Okay, so that is a 5. However, to make sure this hits as hard as possible, I'm going to use one of my Hero Point Hero Point rewards to bump that up to a 7.
Okay, so just as a reminder, because these guys are minions, they just have to roll below a 5 to be completely destroyed. I just want to make sure you understand how that works before you expend any resources.
I don't know what die size they're at, though, and I'm hitting everybody in the room.
Okay, I can tell you the mummies are all at D8. The only one that's not at a D8 is the one that's at D6, a skeleton that's at D6.
Cool. So then I will still absolutely do that because I want to give the best shot at just killing all of these.
Perfect. All right, so mummies first. 1. Good thing you boosted it. Because that actually would have survived otherwise. So that puts you at a 7. That's enough to kill it. That's another one. Dead. 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 Real dead.
Super dead.
And dead. You smash through every single one of these, one after the other, and they all explode with, component parts as you... I'm picturing like a whirlwind kind of motion. One after the other, and they are left in pieces around the room.
And does that also hit the skeletons with the Kopesh?
Yeah, it's everything.
Okay.
Yep. They are all gone.
I just don't know which.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so Legacy, you have completely obliterated these robot skeleton mummies.
Then that's my action. I can now pass it to somebody else.
Mm-hmm. And you can leave this room at this point. The exit has been found.
So, is it an action to move the next room, or is that just a thing I can do?
You can just do it.
Okay. Then what I would like to do as I'm moving to the next room is I would like to give everybody another pep talk, galvanize. I'm going to pass it to myself, and I'm going to do a galvanize to give everybody a pep talk.
Okay.
So that's all hero overcome actions and attacks. That's if anything tries to attack us, as well as overcome to find the door to the next room.
Yep, perfect. It also helps because you just smashed all of them at once. It's a pretty incredible feat to watch. You all have seen this happen many times. It gets no less impressive every time he does it, though. So Legacy handed it off to himself. galvanized.
None of my powers work, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use the D4. That is still a 5.
Okay. Yep. So that's a +2 for your galvanize effect. Everybody gets a +2 to your attacks and overcomes until Legacy's next turn. With that, who are you handing it off to, Legacy?
Let's give it to Wraith.
Okay, Wraith, you are up. There's a hallway that heads down, or a corridor that heads down, turns to the right after a couple of meters. Again, it is dark. What you gonna do?
I will do another investigation.
Okay.
Gadgets.
So as you make your way down that hallway to the next hallway, or into the next chamber, you find yourself in a large burial chamber, this one containing 4 sarcophagi. The hieroglyphs on the walls here describe the steadfastness of warriors who fight on the side of the gods until the end. So yeah, go ahead and give me that investigation. Look about to see if you can locate it. You get a +2 on this overcome as well.
Sure. I'm going to use my utility belt +1 because it's persistent.
Yeah. Perfect. Ooh, that is a success. So yeah, it takes you very little time to find steps in the far corner of the room, behind a couple of the sarcophagi that lead further down into darkness. This effectively has any kind of a threat in this room has been negated. You guys, whoever's next you hand it off to, can basically go into the next room for free at this point. Like that's it. Congratulations. That's a great roll.
I'll go ahead and hand now. Who's left in the room?
Absolute Zero, Bunker, Unity, and the environment.
I'll go ahead and give it to 0.
All right, Absolute Zero, you're up. There's a clear shot, at least to the staircase heading down from the upper burial chamber that Wraith is in now.
All right, taking it. Thank you, as he just kind of like trudges through the quicksand.
Mm-hmm. So
sand in my suit.
once you get down there, down the stairs, you hear the unmistakable sound of sand clattering around inside of your suit. It grits and grates every step of the way, but you get down there. There appear to be occupants of the 2 sarcophagi that are in this room, and your suit lets you see in the dark a little bit. You can see that these people were probably vastly wealthy in life. The room is filled with chests of treasure, precious stones, engraved wood and stone figurines, and woven tapestries and rugs.
Am I the first one into the room, or am I coming in after everybody else?
You are the first one into the room.
Not comfortable. And he'll just thrust both hands out in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
And ice begins to grow. I'm gonna go ahead and use Ice Shield.
Okay.
And just basically encase myself in a tomb of my own until everybody else can catch up.
Okay.
So Ice Shield is defend using cold, use your max die, boost using your min die.
Mm-hmm.
So cold, range combat doesn't really apply here. We're going to use cool under pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a 12 defense. Boost using minimum, which is a 1. So I take a +1 boost, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Who do you want to hand it off to? That leaves Bunker, Unity, and the environment.
Actually, I had Galvanize going. I just forgot to tap it. Would that apply to any of those, or just the...
Just overcoming
it's not
attacks.
an attack. Yeah.
Okay, never mind then. Who's left?
Unity, Bunker, and the environment.
Let's get the environment out of the way.
Okay, so it is now the environment's turn. And as a good thing you threw up that shield, because the moment that you do, the sarcophagi explode out with what appears to be 2 more skeletons wielding Kopesh. Give me a second. 1, 2.
Good thing I played all those video games in Tachyon's little ice vault.
And immediately go for you. Give me a second here.
Always booby trapped. Always booby trapped.
6 and 5, neither of which are enough to get through that tomb of ice that you created for yourself, your own little sarcophagus of ice. As they try to chip away at it, everybody else behind him coming up the stairs, you hear the sound of swords banging on ice, bits and pieces of ice falling off. Yes.
You also hear him because he hasn't been like talking in a low tone of voice. He's been very loud this entire time.
Who are you handing it off to? That's Bunker and, or I'm sorry, that's me.
Oh well, Environment would be handing it off.
So
Yeah.
Environment is going to hand it off then to Bunker. You're up.
All right. Well, he's going to go follow Zero since he's hearing him very loudly and clear.
Mm-hmm.
And since Bunker is in the yellow, I get to use grenade launcher.
Go for it. Woo!
Oh my god.
Wow.
It's max mid and min, right? But if you roll any doubles, you take damage or something.
Yeah. Something like. Yeah, if I roll doubles, I take a minor twist.
Okay.
Or take irreducible damage equal to that die.
So the max die is going to one of the skeletons. I'm going to assume the mid die is going to the other.
Yes.
Okay. Well, one of them is destroyed outright because they cannot roll above an 8. The other one, maybe he'll get lucky and roll an 8. Let's see. He is not. He was close, but he was not. As that 1, 2, these explosions on either side of the ice tomb that you've created for yourself, Absolute Zero. The ice wall that you made shatters. Under the impact of this, but you're perfectly fine. Again, this is something that you've done before.
That ice tomb was not rated for munitions.
No, just skeleton swords.
I need more than a couple of seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, no, great job. As a matter of fact, so the only thing that hasn't been done is finding the exit out of this room just yet. Unity, you would be up unless Bunker's got something else he wants to say or do.
Nope.
Okay.
The only thing he'll do after passing over is just check making sure Zero's alright, but he'll do that silently.
Okay, Unity, you are up. Just as a reminder, after your turn, we will be in yellow scene mode.
Okay, Unity will Flash Forge again to upgrade Catsby.
Okay, yep, so toss him back up to D10. Oh, before I forget, all of you are technically in the room together at this point. You don't have to... We're moving as a unit, unless somebody very specifically says, I'm staying behind. While you, Unity, get your Catsby upgraded and get a +1 boost, and figure out what you're going to have Catsby do, those of you who are also in the room kind of look around after the explosions go off, and you see... There's something about the treasure that was hit in this explosion and kind of scattered everywhere. It's plastic or a very well-made like metal material, but it's not gold. The jade is not real. The malachite shatters like it was plaster and painted plaster. The ebony is stained wood. It's not real ebony.
Are we sure this is Egypt and not some...
We might still
Kind
be in
of.
Vegas.
Yeah, are we still in Vegas?
Unless we somehow end up in some rich fellow's personal Egyptian room.
The only thing in here that looks real is the tapestries and rugs. But Absolute Zero, you kind of look and realize that these, looking at them, they're machine made. These are not handmade.
As Bunker mentions billionaires, Absolute Zero raises his hands and he says, "Come on, Bezos, you owe me money."
Hell, that ball motherfucker was up.
So yeah, Unity,
you said they're machine made, not handmade.
Yes, these are machine made rugs and tapestries.
Okay.
So
He's
Unity,
very disappointed by that.
after boosting the Great Catsby back up to a D10, what are you doing? Or what's Catsby doing?
Catsby will perform an overcome to scan the room.
All right. Beep, 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 beep. That would be a success with a minor twist.
Okay.
Okay, so Catsby does another scan, goes around the room just as before, finally finding what appears to be a crawl space that is exposed by a broken hole in the wall, probably made after the, explosion.
All right, we have a small exit.
You're gonna fit, right, big man? Big man? Both of you?
They can always make it bigger.
It's very true.
That's true.
Okay. As that happens, I'm going to do a minor twist roll. This one's going to be a secret minor twist roll. What it does, you'll find out later. Okay. All right.
Going to be revealed we're inside of some kind of Egyptian museum.
That's a minor twist. All right. We are now officially in the yellow, everybody. So, Unity, you are up. You have the ability to hand it off to who you want. Everybody's back on the board for choice, and you can move on to the next room.
I'll go through the passage and hand it off to Wraith.
Okay, Wraith, you are up. As you guys enter into this next room, you find what appears to be after crawling through the broken hole in the wall. It will need some widening for Bunker, but Bunker, you've got a big power suit. You can just rip off pieces of the wall to make it work. You find yourself in a long passageway, about 10 feet wide and just as tall, stretching off into the darkness. That is what meets your eyes, Wraith, as you enter into this passage.
Right. Gonna do another investigation. Well, principal detective.
Okay, perfect. You know what? I would say not principal of the detective for this one. Principal of stealth I'll allow, because it's just completely dark at this juncture. But yes, I will allow principal of the stealth.
Okay. Then I'll go ahead and. Trying to decide between guidance or agility. I think agility. Agility and stealth.
Okay.
This utility belt.
Ooh, 8 plus 1. That's a 9. That is a complete success. Good job. So, moving through the dark, you understand how to move in situations like this where even you can't see anything. Using your utility belt, you actually leave behind a carbon fiber for people to follow along just in case something happens. And you manage to make your way down the hallway. There is, you notice, 1 or 2 trick turns. But your sensors indicate that they do not go very far. And then thinking back to your experience with the temple or the Tomb of Anubis before, dead ends usually equated to literal dead ends, not places you wanted to wind up. So you managed to kind of leave a trail for folks to follow you down the hallway so they don't go off into someplace dangerous. You find yourself at the other end without any kind of problems. And at the end, a doorway beckons further into the tomb.
At this point, I'll wait for people to catch up.
Okay. So, who are you going to hand it off to, Wraith?
Or is it just basically everybody else?
Everybody else and the environment.
I'll hand it to...
Don't give it to me yet, because galvanize.
I'll give it to Bunker.
Okay, Bunker, you are up. It takes a little bit of squeezing to get yourself through the door or the open doorway there. Maybe have to break off some walls, some possibly irreplaceable walls to make it happen.
That's fine. He'll do that.
But you do. You get yourself into this dark hallway, and you see that Wraith has already left behind a carbon filament trail for everybody to follow down this hallway. So you can move on to the next room if you'd like and attempt an overcome action or whatever else you please.
Yeah, he'll do it. He'll go to the next room.
Okay. You find yourself opening up into a thin hallway, the entrance of which had to be found after doing a little bit of searching on your end. It runs the length of a few other chambers with hidden view holes every few feet. They're just clever enough to be hidden by to the naked eye, but your sensors indicate the layout of the room, and you're able to kind of pick them out yourself. But again, it will require an overcome action to find the exit out of this room.
He'll go for that.
All right, go ahead and give me that. Overcome. How are you doing it, by the way?
He's gonna try to adjust the sensors on his suit while using some veteran know-how.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably something he's seen before or something similar.
All right.
With all the weird things you've seen as just a normal guy, one of the normal guys in the team.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use my +2 galvanize for this?
Yes, it's an overcome, so you can use it.
Okay.
+2, so that's a 7. So that would be a success with a minor twist, or a failure, your choice.
What if I should have asked this? But what if I burn one of my hero points?
You can. Well, your points from last time. Yeah, you can apply that.
I'll apply that. But if I apply that, will it still be a minor twist?
To make it a success without a minor twist, it has to be a 9 or more. I'm sorry,
It would
8.
be a 9.
8 or more.
I'll use the +2 then, since it will be a 8 or 9.
Yep. Okay, so that pushes it to 9. So it would be a success without any kind of failure or any kind of twist. Good job. So your scanners move around the room trying to find anything that would indicate an exit. What it does discover is that there is a flow of air at the far end of the room. It would be a secret exit, but you pick up that is the movement of air. It's a draft, and your sensors are able to pinpoint the source of that draft. You do have access to the exit of this room now.
All right. Found the exit, and he's gonna go towards it.
All right. As you start making your way there, who are you going to hand it off to? That still leaves Absolute Zero, Legacy, Unity, and the environment.
I will. I'll go ahead and give it to the environment.
Perfect. I'm sorry, did I say perfect?
Yes, you did. I knew I was.
I didn't mean to say that out loud.
Intrusive thoughts.
So, as that happens, you hear the doors, the sort of panels on the sides of the room open, and there is a low buzzing sound that becomes louder and louder. After a few moments, dozens of what appear to be scarabs start pouring out of these holes, filling the room that you were in. Wraith, you see them coming as well, as the room is just blackened by all of these scarabs buzzing and climbing and flying around. These scarabs cannot attack. They are technically a lieutenant, but they will always attempt to hinder you until they are killed.
That's gross.
Okay, and it appears that they will follow you. So who are you going to hand it off to there, Bunker?
Oh, they're following me.
Well, everybody. Everybody will... Effectively, they are going to follow everybody in the room. If you move on to the next room, these things are going to come with you. Until they are destroyed, you guys will have these things following you. But they are a lieutenant. These are a physical target to be attacked.
Oh, okay. I'll hand it off to. Who's left again?
Absolute Zero, Legacy, and Unity.
I need to go last because.
I'll hand it off to Zero. Yeah, because of your galvanizer disappear.
Mhm.
Okay.
Are they considered a single entity or?
They are a singular entity. Yes.
Okay. We're gonna do freezer burn in that case.
Mm-hmm.
My null point calibrator. This is gonna clear the sand. I'm not gonna get any benefit out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Galvanize applies. That ice shield boost I had from earlier, I'm gonna condense all of that into more cold.
Mm-hmm.
And we're basically gonna do a giant leaf blower, but I'm blowing snow and cold instead of air. So cold, ranged combat, both of those are ticked, and we roll. Now that is a 10 plus 2 plus 1, 13.
Okay, perfect. So give me a second here. We're going to roll for the swarm of scarabs, see how they manage up against that. Give me just a second.
Pest control. Get your pest control.
Roll lower than the heroes. The lieutenant gets hit by a D. Okay, perfect. Let's roll. 2. Okay, so it is now a D6. They are still around, but they are weakened.
Nice.
All right. Who do you want to hand it off to there? Absolute Zero.
Unity.
Okay, Unity, you're up. After this, Legacy, you'll be the only option left.
Gotcha.
Unity is going to spawn a golem.
Okay.
But I can't. Okay, I can use the boost from Galvanize to make the golem.
You cannot.
But
It has to be attack or an overcome action.
Right.
Yeah. Very specifically has to be one of those two.
But I can burn the boost from my last turn to give that minion a special ability.
Yeah. Just depends on the size of the boost.
It's a +1.
Okay, yeah, so it'll be the autonomous flight. I think the first 4 options.
Yeah, I'll make it autonomous as well.
Okay. That's pretty powerful, as we're learning. It's basically an extra body. Okay, so it's a 3 in this case. It's not a big bot, but still big enough. I believe that is a D6. Okay, and what is Catsby doing?
Catsby will strike at the Scarab Swarm.
Okay, go ahead and give me that roll for Catsby. All right, that'll be a that'll be 2. Catsby is not boosted at this point, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so that's 2 points of damage. Let's see how they do. The swarm manages to avoid being torn apart by substantially, at least. They're still hanging around. So no damage to the swarm, no official damage to the swarm. Anything else, Unity, before you pass it off?
No.
Okay. Legacy, you're up.
So there's a swarm here.
Oh, wait. Real quick. Do my minions get the boost from Galvanize?
No, hero targets only.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's a swarm here,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a swarm. Am I capable of punching it? Because I don't really have a power that can, like,
Just do
hit
a
in an
big,
area.
strong hand clap, fella. Let the vibrations do the work.
Actually, yeah, that's what I would say is it would just be considered like ranged combat at this point.
Okay. So, let's see.
It's actually
It's a
really
big, strong hand clap.
it's a really funny thing that you actually bring this up because in the card game there is a scarab swarm and they are immune to melee attacks, melee damage.
Okay. So why don't we try Strength and America's Finest?
Mm-hmm.
And I can use I hate this ability name. I'm just gonna rename it Power Attack. Thok is such a silly. But I can use my strength when I attack with strength. I can use my max die.
Perfect. All right.
So let's go for this one.
Mm-hmm.
8.
Ooh, all right. Let's go ahead and give it a roll. Not enough. They are down to a D4. The swarm is starting to actually fall apart. And as that happens, you notice that once again, these things are not actually beetles, like physical actual beetles. They are shattering apart into tiny pieces. And I'll give this one to you for free. Wraith, Bunker, and Unity. All of you give me a quick overcome action using any kind of technology or scanning tools that you may have. Yeah, I'm not going to apply twists on this one just because I'm giving this to you for free, but you all succeed enough. These things are composed of nanites, it looks like. Because as they break apart, they sort of dissolve and fizzle out. But they appear to be made out of some kind of nanotechnology. With that, the scarab swarm is still there, although it is falling apart very quickly. It is also on the board now. Scarabs. And Legacy, who do you want to hand it off to? Top of the round.
Is it at least somewhat bleedingly obvious that these things are robots?
Yeah.
Or is there enough of like a... Okay.
Yeah, you can tell it's these because when you're hitting these things and you know smashing through them, you're also getting that sense that these are they're not crunching like beetles, they're crunching like robots.
Okay. So if they're robots and the mummies were robots and the skeletons were robots and everything here seems to be robots, they gotta be communicating with each other via some kind of Wi-Fi. And if there's somebody who could take advantage of that, it's probably Unity.
Okay.
So I want to pass this off to Unity and be like, they've got to have Wi-Fi. Can you hack the Wi-Fi? I say, like a complete boomer who has no idea how Wi-Fi is.
Can you control the computer? you there, teenager.
Can you turn off that pulse or pulse that Wi-Fi?
Can you hack their 5G, please?
Can you hack their 5G?
I'm just gonna unplug the modem.
So Unity, you're up.
Careful with that 5G, not gonna kill your cancer, you know.
The next room is available as well.
Unity will attempt to hack the 5G.
All right, go ahead and give me that overcome action, please.
Yeah, we're all gonna keep moving.
That is a 3 to attempt to hack. Actually, I'll let you use your principal. Galvanize is gone.
Okay.
Yep. So that would be a 4. I'll actually use your principle of technology to do that. It'd be a 4. I'm not going to say that it's a success. That would actually be a very difficult thing to do. So I'm actually not going to give it a success with a twist. It's just you fail. No twist. Just it does not work. You need better service basically to be able to do it.
Okay, and everyone gains a hero point.
Yep. You still get your hero points though.
We're at 2.
3.
I used one. Unity used
right.
one. I think Wraith used one.
Yep, you should be at 3. So as you move into the next chamber, you find yourself with tiny openings that look out to the sky, aligned with various objects in the sky at important calendar dates. This appears to be an astronomy chamber. Stone planets circle on bronze arms around a wooden pedestal under a brilliant sun orb in the center of the room. Hieroglyphs on the walls describe what celestial objects are visible when, and star patterns glow in the domed ceiling.
Neat.
There's something about this room that leaves a couple of you feeling like there's something odd. It's not like a gut feeling like I'm in danger. It's more of a something about this is off. And I will allow folks to give that a try. Specifically, Unity, Wraith, or Absolute Zero. One of you three, if you'd like to, can do an overcome action to see what is off or strange about this room. Otherwise, anybody can still attempt a standard overcome action to try to find the exit. Unity, who would you like to hand it off to?
Well, I was going to have my minions attack the scarabs.
Oh, yeah, sure. I forgot about the minions. Go ahead, have them do the scarabs first, then. Great Catsby first. That's a 9. They are not rolling above a 9. And with that, the swarm is destroyed. Catsby finally finishing them off with one furious swipe of its paws. And with a satisfying crunch, it pins down the last, rather torpid-looking one and just shakes it. That still leaves your other one, which is also autonomous and can also do the overcome action if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll have my other one do the try to overcome.
Okay, so overcome to find out what's going on in the room, or overcome to find the exit?
Find the exit.
Scarab. He's made of scarab. Scarab. There we go. That would be a success with a minor twist.
Okay.
All right. So with that, as you enter into this room, the corners begin to move and come alive with the chittering, flapping sound of bats. Immediately, the room is swarmed once more. But in this case, these bats are fluttering and hitting you, slapping up against your face, getting tangled in hair. Those of you who have exposed hair. Give me a second here. We're going to roll the environment's dice pool, and we're going to see about a little bit of something happening here. Everybody takes a point of damage, or if you aren't, then those of you who have damage reduction apply that appropriately. But everybody takes a point of damage, and everybody is hindered with a -2 from these bats. The penalty will remain until someone drives the bats away with a successful overcome action. Wraith, as you're getting hit with these bats, I'll give this one to Unity too, because you're also, like animals. You both realize that these bats, as they're kind of screaming and landing, and you're getting them off of you, you realize these are North American bats, common North American bats. These are not Egyptian bats. Unity, who would you like to hand it off to? The exit has been found from this room. What appears to be a doorway out, stone steps leading down. Unity?
Can you hear me?
Now I can. Yep.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. What?
Whose turn are you handing it off to?
Oh, I'll pass it up to Bunker.
All right, Bunker, you're up.
All right. I would like to try using the overcome action to get rid of the bats.
Okay. I figured you might.
He's gonna use his power suit to try to emit a high frequency to annoy them enough to leave.
Okay. Yeah. Again, I actually figured this was gonna happen. I foresaw this one. Go for it. Give me that overcome action. Remember,
right.
this is at a -2 for the overcome action, but we'll see what happens.
Okay. Let's see, power suit. I guess ranged combat. It's like he's emitting something. Oh my god.
That is a.
My mouse is currently dying to double clicks or triple clicks.
That's okay. We'll use the first roll. That's a success. I mean, that's a 9. That was a success.
Okay.
So with that, the bats. Oh wait, sorry. Success with a minor twist. I forgot about the -2 from the bats. So yeah, that would be a success with a minor twist or a failure. Your choice.
I'll take the minor twist.
Okay. So as that's going on, the bats scream and wheel as they get away from this high-pitched frequency, returning back to their various retreats or down the hallway that you guys just came from to get away from it. As that happens, spikes burst from a hidden panel in the wall. All of you are going to be taking damage. Some of you may be able to stop this from happening, though, because some of you have abilities that respond to traps. Mainly you, Legacy.
I can only defend by rolling my awareness die.
Right, but it's a reaction. Like, you can still use it. I'm just letting you know
Yeah.
that this is the moment. You've been waiting for this, Legacy.
Yeah. Let's see. I guess America's Finest would be the quality for. Well, no, it's a single die, so.
Mm-hmm.
2.
All right, Legacy. You managed to reduce the incoming damage because it was 4 points of damage to start with. You reduce it by 2. I believe that also you reduce it by another 2 because we're in yellow. So these spikes come out, they strike you, and the thing is that normally bullets bounce off of you. These spikes should normally bounce off of you too, but they don't. They actually still hit you, and they actually still do some damage by pinching nerves. And that's the thing is that, like, it kind of catches you off guard. It's like, that's not supposed to happen. It's metal. You are hindered with a -1. It's just it. It's just call it pinched nerve. But you have a -1 hinder.
Okay.
And the thing is that when it pinches you, the spot it hits, it's not your Achilles heel. You know, Legacy doesn't really have one, but it's an old war wound, and it's weird that it just happened to hit there of all places. Like, that was weird. That was weird that it just happened to hit that spot. Coincidence? Perhaps. Bunker, who would you like to hand it off to? There's still the environment, Absolute Zero, Wraith, and Legacy. And the exit for the room is also there.
Just to get it out the way in the environment.
Okay. The environment's turn, and as that happens, give me just a second here. Yeah. 2 more we're going to call them skeletrons going forward because you realize they're robots now. 2 more skeletrons rise up from the panel that the spikes emerged from, coming out, Khopesh in hand, ready to strike. They are now on the board. Skeletrons. And the environment is going to hand it off to the Skeletrons. First one, going right for you, Unity. Second one is going to be going for the Great Catsby. Unity, that would be 4 points of damage unless you'd like to defend.
I would like to defend.
Okay, go ahead and give me that defend roll. All right, that would be a -5 with a major or with a minor twist. And I need Catsby to roll their dice. They need to roll a 3 or better. I'm afraid Catsby is destroyed.
No.
All right, well,
Mm-hmm.
then I activate my reaction,
Okay,
volatile parts.
Here's the thing. You can't. You can either do your reaction for volatile parts or defend. Because they're both reactions.
And I will not defend.
Mm-hmm.
That's 4 points of damage.
Yep, 4 points of damage. You're going to do volatile parts instead?
Yes.
All right. Your bonuses, penalties, or other creation of your powers is destroyed. Deal damage equal to the roll of your robotics die. Okay, so just roll the singular robotics die. Ooh, 4. Nice. Okay, let's see. It's got to roll above a 4. It does, but its die size is dropped down to a d6. So it took some damage as Catsby goes out in a literal blaze of glory. Skeletons are done with their turn. They're going to hand it over to you. Legacy, you're up.
Okay. Well, How many Skeletrons are there?
2. One of them has been damaged. The other one is still fully functional.
Okay. Well, gosh, I got so many penalties on me. I need to just get rid of them. I still have strange hieroglyphs.
You can get rid of that one. You have done an overcome action since then.
Oh, have I?
Yes, you have.
Oh. I don't think I applied it to it then.
Okay, well then, hold on to it since you're being honest.
'Cause I wasn't. I don't think I've done any overcome actions.
Maybe not. Okay, yeah, hold on to it then. Keep going.
That I think the one that's the one that hasn't been hit yet. I'm going to engage with that one, and I'm just gonna punch it real hard.
Okay. Fuck.
Yeah. It's probably not gonna do much, but at the very least, it's gonna at least
Get rid of some of those penalties.
clear Pinchner. I don't think it's gonna clear bats.
Yeah, the bats are gone now. Bats are gone because
Okay.
he drove them away. Bunker got rid
Okay.
of them. So take off bats if you guys still have them on there.
So it's at least gonna clear pinch nerves, so that's good.
It's a 1.
7.
Oh, it's a Thok. You're right. Okay, 7. Let's see. It makes it save. So they are both at D6 now. They're both at D6. Who would you like to hand it off to?
Who do we got left?
Absolute Zero and Wraith.
And do we have access to the next room yet?
Yep.
Or no? Okay. Let's give it to Wraith so she can get to the next room and start working on that one.
Okay.
Alright.
All right, Wraith, you're up.
I use my grappling hook.
Mm-hmm.
That's ranged combat.
You find yourself in a large chamber filled with earthenware vats and pottery sealed with wax. It's perhaps best not to contemplate what's inside of them. That's a 5, 6, or is it max roll for the overcome? Either way, it's a minor twist. Unless you want to spend hero points.
I'll do the hero point.
Yeah, to make it a full success.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so you do. You look up and you see in hieroglyphs, you recognize them from the front area where it says Hall of Mysteries above a secret panel in the wall of this, what may have been a larder. And that is access to the final room, the end of the scene. Absolute zero. All you have to do to end the scene is to get into the Hall of Mysteries.
Cool.
The robots are still around, but you guys are firmly in the yellow. You still got quite a few blocks before you're out of the yellow and into the red here. So do what you'd like.
Am I the last person to go?
Yeah. Yep.
And I assume we moved with, again, Wraith as she moved into that room. And...
Yep.
Okay. And how many robots left?
2. Both of them are damaged.
Okay. Just for the sake of my own health and sanity, let's go ahead and freezer burn one of them.
Okay.
And before we run up through the next room, get some health back here. That's 10 damage to one robot.
All right.
I heal 6.
Whew. Yep, that is 1 dead robot. That just leaves 1 more.
Robot.
And it is your turn.
I move into the next chamber.
All right.
Anything I see before I pass it off, the scene ends, doesn't it?
Technically, it does. Yeah. So the Hall
Okay.
of Mysteries is a huge rectangular chamber, 100 feet long and 70 feet wide, with a floor made of alternating tiles of malachite and sandstone. The ceiling is 20 feet high, and sunlight filters through mirror-lined slots, leading upward through the distant top of the pyramid. 14-foot-tall statues of Egyptian gods line the walls. Anubis, Isis, Montu, Osiris, and along the far wall, Bastet, Thoth, Sekhmet, and Horus. Any of these statues, the statues themselves do not appear to have any kind of damage at all. They look pristine. Anubis is situated along the far end of the wall on your right side, along with that full set. Like, he's kind of in the middle. And then the others are on the opposite side.
Well, this is strange and peculiar. Come on in, folks.
All right. There's still 1 robot left. Who are you handing it off to?
Let's let Big Man smash something. Let's give it to Legacy.
Yep. So, Legacy, this is now a new scene. Give me just a moment here. If anybody's health is in the green still, I don't know. Is anybody still in the green for health?
I bounced back up to it.
I've been yellow for a good while.
Okay, well, set your scenes to green. We are in green at this point. I was just wondering if it actually mattered, but yeah, set your scenes to green. With that, Legacy, you are up first.
Okay.
There's still the robot behind you.
Yeah. Let's punch that so it's out of the way.
All right.
So, scene status might be green, but my health status is still yellow.
Mhm.
So, I'm gonna punch him.
Oh yeah.
8.
He is not going to roll above an 8. That final Skeletron is destroyed. As you punch the Skeletron, you hear again the shifting of stone, which is becoming all too familiar. And you turn and look over your shoulder. Everybody, all of you see, stepping down from their dais, the statue of Bastet and the statue of Osiris. With malicious intent, they trod towards the group.
I failed Egyptian mythology. Anybody know what's going on here?
It's just not my area of expertise either.
I went to the army for a reason. This ain't it.
Big statues, maybe smash.
Do they look like they're coming at us aggressively?
Yes. Bastet has big cat claws. No, Cyrus is doing that thing like, you know, when somebody walks up with a baseball bat and they're kind of thumping it in their hand. But he's doing it with his staff. These things are, again, huge. They're about 14 feet tall. So, Legacy, who are you handing it off to? There's the Environment, Unity, Wraith, Absolute Zero, Bunker, or the Gods of Egypt.
Well, Absolute Zero is really good at destroying things. So I'm just gonna pass it off to him and see what damage he can do.
Okay.
Okay. You don't piss off Big Man right away, but there's something about cats and 9 lives and Bastet that's ringing around in Ryan's head. So he turns and he says, "That one first," and chucks an ice javelin at Bastet.
Okay.
Cold ranged combat, freezer burn. Let's go. We're gonna add the +2 from previous session to it
Okay.
because I had another one. Good thing I did because that was not a great roll. That'd be 7.
Okay, 7 points. Give me a second here. We're gonna roll, see how she does. No, that is a solid hit. She is knocked down by 1. You officially, these are lieutenants, so she is at a D8. Osiris is at a D10. Who would you like to hand it off to there?
Well, everybody's back in green.
Scene-wise,
Let's
yes.
Scene-wise, yes. Health-wise, no. Who's in yellow health-wise? Who's looking
Bunker.
banged up, folks?
Bunker.
And Wraith too.
I am.
I'm in
Okay.
yellow health, but I'm good for right now.
Let's give it to Bunker. I know his grenade launcher is online.
Okay, Bunker, you are up.
Yep, he is going to grenade launcher the gods.
It's not the first time.
Yeah, that's the first time. Not going to be last time either.
Okay. 8 and 4. Very nice. So, which one are you hitting with the 8? Which one are you hitting with the 4?
With the 8, he's going to hit the untouched one. Is that
Osiris.
Osiris?
Okay. Yep. That results in a drop for Osiris, and Bastet's going to go with a 4. She has to roll above a 4, which she does. So she she does not take damage from that attack.
All right.
Again, I'm seeing like the missile or the grenade hits Bastet, and she does that like cat drop below it, and it just misses. Yep.
The 3-point.
Yeah. The
Oh, I guess it could be both hands.
yeah, and it arched back kind of, and it just like misses her head though. Yeah. Who are you handing it off to there, Bunker?
I will hand it off to Unity.
All right, Unity, you're up. Especially after having a cat follow you all the way. It's kind of disappointing that Bastet has taken her rage out on you, but go ahead.
I will use hasty augmentation.
Mm-hmm.
And I will boost. Who's left on the roster?
The Environment, Wraith, or the Gods of Egypt?
I'll give the boost to Wraith.
All right. That's which one is the dice roll result?
either my max die or using the mid die for a persistent bow.
It's a +2 either way.
I'll give Wraith a persistent +2 bonus then.
Nice. Okay, so Wraith, you've got a persistent +2. It will not go away even if you use it. It will only go away at the end of the scene.
And then Scarab will hand. No, I guess we'll go and attack Osiris.
Okay. Ooh, that's a big one. In a second here, let's see. Ah, no, Osiris manages to stick it out though. You don't attack Osiris with his own symbol. Oh wait, no, it's not him. A 10, I think, is a tem. Is regardless. Continue. Sorry, I got distracted.
Then I will pass to. I'll pass to the god statues.
Okay, so first, Osiris turns to Bastet and he raises his staff as if an imperial command and points it at her. She, in turn, yowls with a rage and fervor at you all, and he boosts her with a +1. With that... Oh, I'm sorry, no. No, that would be a +1. So she then turns and charges right towards you, Bunker. Claws at the ready as if to rip you open like a shellfish. She's got a +1, +2, so it's +3. That is 10 points of damage.
Yeah, I'm going to defend.
Okay, that is with a minor twist. Go ahead and give me that defense roll. All right, so that'd be 4 points of damage before any kind of internal reduction that you have.
Yeah, it'll reduce by 2 since I'm yellow health.
Okay. All right. As for a minor twist, the damage that she wreaks is pretty substantial. The next time you would take damage, you do not get to use your inherent bonus on it to reduce incoming damage.
Cool.
All right.
Okay. Okay, how much does she do after reduction?
After reduction, so it'd be 7, 10. You reduced it by 6. You reduced it by another 2, so you only take 2 damage this time.
Okay.
And the gods are going to hand it off to the environment. There is the sound of a latch opening, a chunk, and from above, a net drops from the ceiling. Moment. Everybody, you are all hindered for a -2 as this net comes down on top of you. The only way to get rid of this is a successful overcome action to destroy the net. Otherwise, everybody will remain hindered.
It's -2, yeah?
Yep, a -2. Wraith,
Okay.
you are up.
I'm gonna go ahead and do that overcome.
Okay. Grappling hook?
Yep. Guess I'll put all the bonuses I have.
So that's 4. So that would be a success with a minor twist.
I'll go ahead and take that.
Okay. So as that happens, you feel like as you tear apart the net, you bring the grappling hook up. You tell me. You tell me how you get this net off using grappling hook or gadgets.
I was more thinking kind of pulling out in my mind it was like a mini little chainsaw type thing
Yep.
and cutting through it and then using the grappling hook to kind of get out of the way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. So this actually frees everybody. The thing is that you feel like the way that you cut this net up you missed something vital when you did so. There's something about it that you're like, damn, I wish I had had time to actually look at this instead of cut it apart like I did. With that, it is the top of the round. It is your turn to hand it off to somebody, including yourself. Everybody is an option. Go for it.
I'll go ahead and hand it to myself.
Okay.
And
I'd
I'll
like
go
to hand
ahead
it to
and
you too.
Thank you. Go ahead and use unleash.
Okay.
So throwing knives.
Oh yeah, this is the big one, folks. Get ready. Where are those going?
So mid die. So the bonus, the +2 from the augmentation is gonna go after. I think it was. Who was that? A D8?
Both of them are now at D8s, Osiris and Bastet.
Oh,
But
okay.
Bastet seems to be doing more damage. Osiris seems to be boosting.
Okay. Then I'll go for Bastet
Okay.
with the +2,
Plus-
and then the +2 bonus.
So that's a total of 8, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, that is enough damage to knock her sideways. And as some of this sort of like black stone is knocked away, you see beneath more electronics, more robotics. She's now at a D6. And where's that second attack going?
It's gonna go at Osiris
Okay.
with the +1.
And that is the min.
That is use the mid die to attack one extra target. each
Oh,
bonus,
per
yeah.
per. Okay, so that'll be a 7 for Osiris that he has to beat, which he does. So he is still hanging in there.
Okay.
All right, who you want to hand it off to?
Hand it to Legacy.
Legacy, you're up.
Okay. Well, I mean, everything's looking like a nail here. So let's punch something.
Mm-hmm.
How are they both looking? It
Os-
sounds like Bastet's in the worst position.
Yeah, Bastet is at a D6. Osiris is at a D8. So Bastet at this point does have chunks missing. There's sparks coming from the robotics underneath. Osiris is banged up, but still, like, the stone facade is still there. It's just cracked.
Okay. But Osiris is the one who's been buffing. Bastet's been the one who's been attacking.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't we get rid of the attacker? I'm gonna go after her, and I'm gonna see if I can just punch the statue's head off.
Okay, go for it.
It's a 4, but you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pop the other hero point reward to bump that up to a 6 to at least give myself a chance.
She makes the save though at a 6.
Okay.
All right. What next?
I guess we're gonna give it to Bunker to see if he can try again with the rocket launcher.
Okay, Bunker, you're up.
All right. And the grenade launcher is ready. I'm gonna toss it at the godskin. Oh my god.
Just keeping that cover fire going. Which one's going to where?
They're both at the same amount of die, right?
No, Osiris is at a D8. Bastet is at a D6.
Okay, the 9 is going to Osiris and the 8's going to Bastet.
Okay, they both are knocked down by 1 because neither of them can make those saves. Osiris is at a D6. Bastet is at a D4. Bastet is now showing real signs of robotics underneath. The arms are still intact. The claws are still there, the dangerous parts, the parts that are really harmful, but the body is showing those serious signs of wear and tear.
All right.
And then with a screeching kind of sound that fills the room. It sounds very incongruous with the ancient Egyptian surroundings that you are in. Who would you like to hand it off to? There is Absolute Zero, Wraith, Unity, the Environment, or the Gods of Egypt.
We still got plenty of people, so I'm gonna give it to Zero.
Okay. Absolute Zero, you're up.
We're doubling down on Bastet. We're going for another freezer burn.
Okay.
I am not rolling as well. That is a 6.
It's more than she's got though.
That's true.
Yep. So with that, I just want to double check one thing about Bastet in particular. She has a skill.
Oh, this weapon is actually much higher.
Yep. Okay. Yep. So with that, Bastet is frozen over, and the body and the stone begins to crack as it breaks apart, falls, and with a final sort of sound, Bastet is destroyed. Who would you like to hand it off to, Absolute Zero?
We got Osiris left, standing.
Yep. The
Who's in
Environment.
turn order, Wraith, Unity, and Environment.
Yep.
Let's give it to Unity.
Okay, Unity, you are up.
Unity is going to spawn another golem.
Ooh, that's a good one. That is a D8.
That's good.
Yeah, it's a D8. All right. And Scarab. What is Scarab doing? Scarab doing?
Garap will attack the other god statue.
All right. Give me that attack roll. Remember, Osiris will have to beat whatever the damage is. Ooh, a 6. All right, let's see how he does. He does not. Osiris now is showing signs of actual destruction. More robotics, wires, sparks. All of it is coming out at various pieces. He is now down to a D4. Who would you like to hand it off to? There's the Osiris's turn, there's the Environment, and then there's Wraith.
I'll pass it to the Environment.
Okay, with that, give me just a second here. As you are attacking Osiris, focusing him down to nothing, all of a sudden you hear the sound of whirring as two of the statues, this one actually being Montu and Sekhmet, open their mouths, and out of them come floating dart guns. They are hovering in the air, very clearly powered also by electronics, and they begin to buzz around the room. Give me a second here. Two of them in particular. And dart guns. The Environment is going to hand it actually off to the dart guns, who are going to take shots. First shot is going to go to you. Actually, you, Unity. 3 points of damage. The second one is going to go to Scarab with a 6. Scarab has to roll higher than a 6. If he can't, then Scarab is destroyed. Yes, I'm afraid Scrap is destroyed by the dart gun. And Unity, that was a 3 points of damage to you, unless you would like to defend with a reaction. Of course, Scrap, you can also have volatile.
I'll have the volatile activate.
Okay, and it's going to blow up. It is close enough to... it's close enough to Osiris that I would actually allow you to use it on him if you'd like.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. He's got to roll above, 3?
Yes.
Okay, actually, hold on a second. You just roll your robotics, not your status die.
I don't have my status die checked.
That's weird. Why did it roll 3 dice then? It should have just rolled 1. What is your robotics die size?
D8.
Okay. Yeah, so he survives. That's fine. I just wanted to double check. We can work around that. That's that. And there we go. There we go. They're going to hand it off to Osiris. Osiris will make an attack against you, Legacy. It's a D4. It's not much, but he is going to try anyway. Gosh darn it. 2 points of damage.
Nah.
Legacy. No. Nah. All right. And with that, Wraith, you're up.
I'll go ahead and use my utility belt.
Okay.
Those are for another bonus.
This will replace the other utility belt bonus.
Can I use that bonus on this? Does that make sense or not?
I would say... I'll say yes this time. Going forward, I'll have to double check, but I'll allow it this time.
Okay.
Yes, much better. So that makes it, what, a D... That's 9, so that's a +3. You turn it into a +3. And where's that follow-up attack heading?
Going to Osiris.
Okay. Osiris cannot beat that. And so what is the object from the utility belt that Wraith is using?
It's more about the hunt.
Let's go with say a jury-rigged little explosive throwing knife.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, tossing it out, it slams into him. The knife catches right in between the wires. There's that moment. The robot actually looks down at it, and then it just erupts, shattering its leg all the way up to the hip. With that sort of, it hits the ground with a small eruption of electricity and wires. The only thing left now are the darts floating around the room. It is the top of the round. Wraith, it is your turn to hand it off to whomever you please, including yourself again, if you'd like.
I'll hand it off to myself this time again.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll do Unleash.
All right.
Because multiple darts, right?
Yeah, there's 2.
Okay, so
They're considered minions for the purposes of rolling, by the way. They're not like lieutenants. So if you get above a D8 damage for each of these, then they will possibly be destroyed outright. Which they are. At least one of them is. That is 3 5s. Good job.
Oh man, just noticed that. All right. Yeah. So I'll destroy animated dart gun number 1.
Okay. So that one's destroyed. The second one has to make a roll. It has to beat a 7. It does not. And with a well thrown knife whizzing through the air, it cuts right through that dart gun clean, sending it to the ground with a clatter Congratulations, the fight is over, but the scene still goes on as the statue of Anubis rumbles and shifts, base and all. It does not move, like the statue doesn't get up and move, but the entire base moves backwards into the wall, revealing a hole in the base of the statue, or where the statue had been situated.
Is it a big hole?
It's big enough for a person to fit inside.
Wraith's gonna walk over there, pull out a little glow stick, crack it, and just drop it in, see how far down it gets.
Okay, a second here. That is the end of the scene, by the way. As it drops, you watch it fall into the darkness. It illuminates, and then you hear "Ow!"
You guys hear that?
Hello?
Sure did.
Think I should drop another one?
As the light illuminates the bottom of the, you hear when you say, "Should I drop another one?" You hear, "No, one is fine, thank you." Looking down into the hole, Wraith, and I'm assuming other people as you're coming up, but Wraith, looking down into the hole, you see who appears to be a young man down at the bottom of this hole, and it is just a shaft. There's nothing else down here but him, and some kind of object leaning up against the wall that is only partially illuminated by the glow stick.
Hey there.
He looks up at you, a black-haired, sort of young-ish man in a rumpled linen jacket, canvas pants, sitting on the floor of the hole. He wipes sweat from his brow as he squints up at you. Hey. Sorry, it's really, really bright. He picks up the glow stick and kind of holds it up. Wait a minute, I know you. You're the Wraith, right?
Yeah, who are you?
Oh, I am. Well, I mean, you all were friends of my professor, Dr. Washington. Well, the Wraith, Ra. You probably knew him as Ra.
A villain?
No, Ra was not a villain. He was temperamental and very, very violent when it came to using fire, but he was not a villain. As a matter of fact, remember, Ra sacrificed himself during the OblivAeon Crisis to shatter the barrier that was protecting OblivAeon from any attack.
Might I ask what you're doing in this hole?
Funny story. But just give me a second. I'm not much used to you like this. My name's Martin Adams, but it might be better if I, was in a different state. Give me a second. Who's by the hole? I need to know who's actually able to see this happen or not.
Wraith, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Bunker is peeking down.
Okay.
It's
Zero
kinda
is hanging
really-
back and keeping an eye out for robots.
Okay. Unity, what are you doing?
Unity is studying the leftovers of the giant robots.
Okay. And Legacy?
He's looking down the hole at talking to this gentleman.
Okay. So he reaches over and he picks up what looks like a staff of some kind. All of you recognize this immediately. This is the rod of Anubis. What it looks like is the crux ansata, trying to think of how to describe it. It's the Ankh. It is a staff fixed to appear like the Ankh. It has that top, very familiar sort of shape. He mumbles a couple of words in what sounds like ancient Egyptian, and a burst of green light envelops him, starting at the staff and spreading up his arm to finally engulf his whole body. When the light subsides, a taller, more impressive figure stands in the pit, the rod of Anubis in one hand and the other glowing in eldritch green. He grins wryly up at you. All right, well, now that you're here, maybe you can help me get out of this trap, and I can get back to work.
I will go down into the pit to pull him out.
Okay, just a second here. We're gonna...
Oh, I'm in the
And his transformation, it's almost exactly like what the other Ra looked like.
Well, like Ra, yes. Ra had he was Washington, Professor Washington, or he was Ra. Unlike Professor Washington, though, when he became Ra, this guy seems to be a little bit more in control of himself. When Ra took over, Ra took over.
But visually, it's about the same. Like, I could look at this guy and say, like, and at least make the assumption that he's possibly the next in line to use that.
Well, he looks like Anubis as opposed to Ra. I actually went ahead and put it in the picture. Yep. Oh, just now. I just uploaded it. But he does not look like Ra. No, he looks like a human empowered version of Anubis.
Okay, so I was getting things mixed up.
Yeah, it's just as you go down, it will take it about halfway down the hole. Something stops you, Legacy, and you realize that you hit a barrier. You can't see it, but you hit a barrier. And there's that one little brief moment of vroom. Something is keeping him and you separate.
I just kind of give the barrier a tap with my foot before coming to the conclusion that it's probably not something I can simply push my way through.
Right. This will require overcome checks, 2 to be precise.
Oh, well then I'm gonna try and punch my way through it.
Using an overcome.
Yes.
Okay, so
I'm just gonna crack my knuckles, super strength, and I'm just gonna try and punch this.
Okay.
Am I still affected by the strange hieroglyphs?
Yes. Yeah, it is. It's
okay.
Has not gone away.
So,
it's still there.
At the very least, this is gonna clear that.
Damn it.
That is a failure.
So that's 6. Well, hold on. What die size was that? 10? You know what? I can turn that into a 6 by tapping my collection.
Okay.
Or I can turn that into an 8.
Yep.
Because it's a D10 die size.
Mm-hmm.
And then it reduces down to 8. I think that's a success.
It would be a success. Yes, that would be a success.
Cool. Then I will do that.
As that happens, you punch it and you realize that you punch through the force field, whatever this is, but you hear the sound of a and as your hand goes through the barrier, you pull it back just in time to avoid the laser grid that appears beneath it. You feel the heat coming from those. You definitely do not want to physically touch those.
Gotcha. Then I will look up out of the hole and be like, the barrier's down. We now have very intense lasers. What do we got for intense lasers? Because these are not something we should be touching.
You want to not get touched by lasers? Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, there's very hot lasers that will probably burn my arm off.
DM.
Yep.
Could I get another quick description of the scene?
Okay, so
I imagine Zero can see it.
the hole drops down. It's approximately it looks like maybe a 40 50 foot drop. About a third of the way down, Legacy has gone down that shaft. He's punched through whatever kind of invisible or electromagnetic barrier was there, but below him, just below him, is a network of intensely red lasers, forming a laser grid.
Ryan just starts laughing. All right, hold up. I think I saw something on this. It was some movie. I don't remember what it was called. Desert 12. Glacier 4. I don't know. Hold up. Um, is this an overcome?
It is an
To
overcome.
do what I think I'm doing? Okay.
If
I'm gonna use Principle of the Cold.
Are you attempting to do a what are you attempting to do? Because that actually might affect how well this goes. You might get that might change how it works. What are you trying to do?
We're trying to arrange extremely cold discs.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll freeze them to walls if we have to, or whatever is available in order to seat them in place. And we can do this from a distance. I mean, it's not a problem for Zero. We're basically gonna just do the refracting mirror trick.
Okay, cool.
Or deflecting mirror, rather.
Yeah. So what'll happen?
And
is
we're just gonna redirect these lasers and open up a path for Legacy to go down.
Yeah. So this will be an overcome action. Yeah, and this I can put it right to place. Okay, so what'll happen is that if you don't get a full success, it has to be a full success or better. You manage to do it all in one go. If it's a success with a minor twist, or a success that's not a full success at all, then it will require another overcome action to basically position it properly to make the whole thing go off.
Okay. Are we in turn order right now?
No, you are out of combat, out of scene. So this...
Is Zero affected by strange hieroglyphs?
If you haven't done an overcome action since then no. Or yes, but I think you have, because you did it when you made the sand, the quicksand.
Ladies, could one of you help me? It's a ways down there. I want to make sure I can see everything that I'm doing in the next few seconds. I'm gonna wait for somebody to give me a boost.
Unity's over in the corner working on robots. So Wraith, that might be you.
I turn and look to Wraith. You got anything? Little binocular, monocular. What are those things called? Pirates got them.
Periscope?
Yeah, anything like that. Just so I can see what I'm working
sure,
at. I'm not going down there.
Does Bunker have any floodlights built into his suit?
Yeah, Bunker, you got floodlights.
Big man. Hey, could I get some lights over here?
Oh, no, you asked Wraith first. No, he's...
Really? You're gonna make me beg? Lieutenant Colonel's waiting for a report from you, and you're gonna make me beg.
The Colonel's not here right now, but he cuts on his floodlights.
Here's your little telescope.
Thank you. I don't know if they have the rule for boosting me or what.
Well, here's the thing: is that's a boost. Wraith. So that includes your bonuses of hasty augmentation, or not hasty augmentation because it's the end of the scene, but utility belt is still around. So that's actually a 9. So that is a +3 for you, absolute 0.
Okay.
And
now we'll do that overcome.
And Wraith, you gave him effectively like a periscope or a telescoping lens. Okay, cool.
Does Principle of Cold apply here?
Yes, it does.
Or is it just a normal overcome? Okay.
Will be Principle of Cold.
Okay. Then we'll go ahead. We'll do that. Cold, you tell me, do I use creativity or ranged combat here?
Creativity.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That help. That is an 11.
Okay, so a complete... not a complete success, though. But it's enough to make it work. I was gonna say if it was a super duper success, then I might throw in something else.
I forgot to ask if one person uses a principle multiple times, does that still count for the hero point?
Yeah.
Okay, then we should be at 4.
Yeah, that comes direct from the creators because I was listening to them play, and one of the guys who made the game, like that's all he did was the overcome action using his principles. So.
So as soon as Bunker gets the floodlights up and Wraith helps him out with being able to see that far. Ryan goes to work and he starts arranging these extremely cold discs. They have to be cold because these things are burning hot.
Yeah.
So that they'll last long enough to create an opening for Legacy to proceed.
Yeah. So as that happens, like you arrange it in place, Legacy. I'm gonna ask for one more overcome action from you to get down there and grab Anubis and get him out.
All right. I'm gonna say flight,
Mm-hmm.
and America's finest, because this is probably not the first time I have dropped down into a hole to pull somebody else out.
Yeah.
Ah, 3.
So that is a major twist.
I'm going to be a problem. Because I know exactly what I want the major twist to be.
Okay, and what do you want that major twist to be?
I grab Anubis,
Mm-hmm.
and I throw him up past the laser field, right as the mirrors melt.
Okay.
And now I'm trapped down there.
So you toss him up, and all of you suddenly see Anubis coming at you like a grim screaming messenger of death. As he slams into I'm gonna actually say absolute zero. Like, he slams into you, and you headbutt each other as he goes tumbling head over heels onto the ground. He just kind of lays there, stunned but alive. The rest of you see that Legacy is now trapped down there with these superheated lasers.
It's probably a good thing y'all can't see my face, because if you see my face right now, you'll probably say, "What the fuck is going on?"
Unity, as all this is going on, you hear it's running in the background behind you. You're focusing on this. Give me an overcome action as you try to analyze this equipment. And your robot is autonomous. Did you make another one that?
No, I didn't make another autonomous.
What is the other thing able to do? Like, what did you give it to do?
It has the attack action.
Okay, then yeah. So go ahead and give me an overcome action on your own then. Minor twist if you want a success.
Sure.
All right. So, analyzing this stuff is aggressively generic. Like, aggressively generic. It actually reminds you of the same kind of technology that was used for the spider bots way back in when you fought around the tree, Akash'Flora. Like, the same tech, the exact same tech. Whoever made this made those spiders. Unfortunately, the minor twist is that you're so focused on this task, you do not hear what's going on behind you. You've gone full hyper focus. Anubis stands up and kind of dusts himself off and is like, "Well, thank you for the trip." Oh, he's still down there.
Yep. He sacrificed
Yes.
himself for
Yes,
you.
I am.
Well, can't you just do the thing again?
That would be up to Frozen. Frozen, can you make those disc again, or?
You just call me Frozen.
Oh boy.
You understand what Frozen is? Frozen is water freezing temperature. How many Kelvin is that?
like as you call him Frozen, like Anubis's ears, because he's got those big tall jackal ears, actually flatten a bit because he realizes what was just said.
I am insulted. I have never been so insulted in my life. He's ranting as he goes about setting up more discs. Yeah, we'll go ahead. We'll do the principle of cold and creativity roll.
Yep.
No bonus this time.
Do it again.
Wait, no. Oh, darn.
Oh, too late. 7.
7.
We'll take the twist.
All right. So as that happens, the barriers all come out. You have the ability to fly out Legacy. However, as you escape, you will take a little bit of damage. You're actually going to take.
Fine.
You're going to take 2 points of irreducible damage as these lasers strike you. So 2 damage, no reduction.
Perfectly fine.
But you are free. Okay. Well,
He
see.
kind of lands and he pats a little bit of his hair that is presently smoking before putting it out.
All right. Well, thank you for getting me out, everybody. It's nice to meet you all in an official capacity.
We're actually in Egypt, yes?
Great question. I don't actually know where we are. I can tell you we're not in Egypt, though.
Is it possible we at your old professor's hideout?
Oh, no, definitely not.
Oh. Okay,
How do
maybe
you know we're not in Egypt?
Oh, I mean...
Oh, sorry, you, Bunker was saying something.
Oh, no. I was just rambling. I'm pretty sure probably some strange billionaire's house or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like, as you say that, he says you're not in Egypt. He's like, have you seen this place? I mean, look at this depiction of Bastet. He comes over and he motions. The eyes are set this way and this way. And look at these hieroglyphs. Really? I mean, this is Hollywood stuff. I mean, I don't know who built it, but clearly the person who built it likes robotics more than they like proper historical accuracy or thorough research.
Yeah, you said it again.
If it's not Egypt, is on the art piece or on the art piece that we're looking at, there's a skylight.
Well, there is a sky.
Is that just?
There's a skylight above you.
Yeah. Is that just glass?
Yeah, as far as you can tell.
I'm gonna fly up and I'm gonna see if I can take a look around.
Okay. So you get up, like you would have to go through it completely. But you kind of like if you knock on it, it's glass. It doesn't shock you or anything.
You know, I can pay for a window.
You smash right through it.
I'll try. I'll not smash the whole thing. I'll go to like a corner, but I'll break through the window to get an idea of where we're at.
Okay.
Because if we're not in Egypt, where are we?
The moment you smash through that corner and like make your way through, you are hit with a smell. It is a smell that you know well. It's the smell of, first of all, a city that was assaulted and destroyed, almost destroyed, but it's also the smell of nasty water that has had chemicals pumped into it for decades, smokestacks and chimneys, and looking around, you realize you're not in Egypt. You're in Rook City. And where you are is on top of a warehouse situated somewhere in Rook City.
I'm gonna fly up even further.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if I can figure out where in Rook City we are.
Okay. While he's doing that, what are the rest of you doing? Again, Anubis is apparently in a chatty mood.
Wraith's gonna kind of grapple out and follow Legacy, at least get to the roof of the warehouse we're in.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. The two of you go ahead and give me. Well, I'm not even gonna have you do an overcome action, Wraith. You know Rook City better than most anybody else, and you know where you are. You're located somewhere in the. Give me a second here. Yeah, it's in the warehouse district, so it's actually down by the rivers.
I'm gonna down. I got it.
It's a little disorienting where you are, like looking at an empty skyline where the sky is clear, because most of the factories that actually caused a lot of the pollution in Rook City were destroyed, but you know where you are.
For some reason, I'm disappointed it's not Vegas, but alright.
Meanwhile, those of you down on the ground still. Yeah, so. Like I said, not robotic, or definitely robotics, but definitely not historically accurate.
I'm wondering who the hell would waste all this money just to do all those.
You and me both.
Said, I thought of the fucking
I almost
black
feel like
diamond,
a
right? Where
really
it's like the
advanced yet really
politician.
crappy Hollywood studio. He says it's just all just casually looking around.
And you guys do have communications. Like your comms do work. So those of you who are outside can relay this information to those inside.
All right, everyone, don't panic. But it looks like we're back in Rook City again.
Again.
Wraith, what is it with your hometown?
Well, you know, once you're here, you can just never leave, I guess.
What?
That is an incredibly frustrating answer.
It was kind of like, do they know where we are?
Yep.
Yes.
Seems we're back in Rook City and not in Egypt.
Again.
Well, definitely not in Egypt, but Rook City, ugh, gross. Still, I guess it's better to be someplace you know than someplace you don't. Or sometime you don't.
That's very fair.
Anyway, I mean, if you guys are, we got a way out, so, I guess, if you don't mind. And he kind of looks up at the skylight as if, like, do we go out that way? Do we walk back? Like, like I said, I don't mind heading out through a broken window, but it's not the most dignified exit I've ever made. Granted, you found me in one of my least dignified entrances.
And I did throw you up the hole you were currently stuck in, he says as Legacy comes back down through the window.
Yeah, listen, I'm still kind of new to this whole hero business. I'm hoping that gets better.
No, you'll probably get tossed around a bit more.
Well, I don't mind if I get
Sure, a
tossed
bit more.
around, but it's the 3-point landing I'd like to get,
That takes practice.
Anyway, again, I definitely do thank you for all the help.
Hey, no problem. That's what we do.
Here's the thing, though, and I thinking on it, there was some kind of shift. See,
Motherfucker, what?
I don't want to bore you with all the details. I was nearby in Vegas. I was looking through some Anasazi ruins, right? And suddenly I felt like reality shifted just a little bit.
Shifted.
Yeah. So I came to check it out, and lo and behold, I find myself in a fake Egyptian temple full of killer robots. And then I fell into that trap, again, part I'm not proud of.
That man's... No.
And about how long ago was this that you sensed this shift?
Well, judging by the fact that I am really hungry, I would say at least 24, maybe 48 hours. Speaking of, do any of you have any food? Like a Nutribar or something?
And you were in Vegas at the time.
Yeah. No, but seriously, do any of you have a snack? Like, I could really
Yeah,
go for
I
something.
got a few. Hold on, I have to. And he kind of just opens up the suit and just gives him a few snacks.
There's MREs in there. Here you
He
go.
has some of those. He actually has some actually wrapped up actual food too. So
Well, I don't know who to think anymore. I don't know if I think God, do I think Anubis, regardless. And he takes it, he starts eating it.
just thank me. It's fine.
Yeah, well, definitely thank you.
So,
Anyway, yeah. Reality shift. It's weird, but it was temporary, It didn't feel like it was huge. It's not like anything that happened with OblivAeon, but it's just like something got nudged.
Well,
Do you know specifically what got nudged, or
Not really. It's sort of like... Or think of it like if somebody put a blanket on top of something else. Like, you put a blanket on a bed, but, like, you got a shirt or a pile of clothes underneath. It's kind of like that. The pile of clothes are still there, but... Pile of clothes are still there, but the blanket is over top. All of you. Especially Wraith. Wraith, give me an overcome action on this one. Everybody do so, but Wraith, I will allow you to use detective for this.
Okay.
What kind of overcome action are we making?
This is backlog information. This is kind of perusing your own experiences.
No powers, but I can use history.
It's really funny watching your guys' little markers bounce all around as I watch where on your sheets you position things. Alright, Wraith, that's a 9 for a success. Legacy, not so much. Bunker, Unity, also not quite so much.
But that is 5 hero points we're at.
It is. So, Wraith, there's one person that you know of that falls under that umbrella. And it is probably one of the most dangerous people that you've ever fought. All of you have ever fought outside of Baron Blade. Her name is Misinformation. Initially going by the name Eminia Twain. She was your secretary, the Freedom Five's secretary. A strange mishap in reality occurred where she was mentally replaced by another Eminia Twain from another timeline. That Eminia Twain was killed, and at the moment that she died, her consciousness was moved into this reality's Eminia. Resentful and hate-filled because she believed the Freedom Five let her die. She then used her information and knowledge about all of you to ruin your lives for a very long time, before eventually getting caught. However, she also developed powers that were illusory in nature. She could rewrite reality to a certain extent, but they were functionally illusions. They could be overcome, they could be, ignored or resisted, but it was kind of a blend of illusion and reality bending. But this is her MO. That sounds exactly like her kind of MO, what he's describing.
So it's like we're dealing with misinformation again.
Do we know where she is?
No. After the OblivAeon Crisis, she disappeared.
Misinformation. Did I hear that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Fortunately.
At that point, almost as if on cue, the one of the remaining statues, in this case Sekhmet, the face opens and a screen emerges. There is an all too familiar laugh, which is so characteristic of a certain person. I can't even begin to copy it. But a woman's face appears on the screen, hidden behind a silvery mask, eyes glowing a bright golden color. All of you recognize it, though, that it is in fact Misinformation as she appears. Oh, look, it's the Freedom Flops. How nice of you all to be together again.
Oh, I see you have your face covered as usual.
Oh, yes,
Why don't
I
you
do.
get some-
I do. You know why? Do you remember why? Because of the chemical spill that you put all over my face that one time. Do you know how much that hurt, by the way?
No, but you're probably going to tell us anyways.
So,
Of course I'm not. I have other more important things to do. This was just a little favor I did for somebody.
I'm sure you are more than happy to oblige.
Of course I was. I'm more than happy to watch all of you suffer any time, any day of the week. Unfortunately, it looks like my fun is over, so I'm going to have to leave. But I hope you enjoyed your little tour of ancient Egypt.
No, it was shitty. I'd rather watch that one awful Egyptian movie all over again. At least that was more accurate than this.
Oh, aren't we clever? Why don't you wander off now in your tin can before I decide to do something nasty?
What? You're already doing something nasty just being in my presence.
There's a moment where she, like, you see her kind of, like, pull her face. Like, you could see her, like, beneath the mask. You could feel the desire to say something really, really nasty and catty. But instead, she says, "How's your sister? Have you written to her lately?"
Why don't you mind your own business?
Oh, did I strike a nerve? I mean, I could always write her a letter. I used to do it all the time. Yes, I thought that would get you to be quiet for once. Now for the rest of you.
While they're having this conversation, can I be the boomer in the group and start looking for the modem to unplug?
Yes! Unity, you also can help with this if you'd like.
As Unity's been studying the robots, she's been plugged in, and she was using the, when she discovered that it was the same technology as the first attack, she's been using the scans from that technology and is trying to triangulate the source of the transmission that's controlling them.
Okay, you go ahead and give me that that roll for an overcome action using Principle of Technology if you'd like. You can. Meanwhile, the boomer is walking around. Give me an overcome action there.
Let's go awareness with this. I don't think any of my qualities are going to work.
Yep. What's everybody else doing?
He's about to say a quip. Bunker.
Zero is
because he was hoping someone will actually track her down while he was just bantering with her.
Zero is treating Anubis like he's an old man and just kind of like hovering this entire time.
Okay. Like Anubis is kind of like looking over at the screen. He doesn't quite realize that you're doing that until you get close, and then he's like looking over his shoulder. Can I help you?
You want to what?
Can I help you? Why are you so close? And he starts shivering because you are giving off cold. Like it is cold.
Back up a few steps. Listen, we just found you apparently imprisoned. I just want to make sure, we don't have a repeat behavior.
Look, it was the one time. Really, I swear. I'm gonna head back and at this, like, he realized it, and he's talking. Misinformation actually shouts, "I will not be talked over!"
What? What'd you say? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Keep pushing your luck, Tin Can. I was not kidding when I said I would pay a visit to your sister.
Well, you pay his. Well, why don't I pay it? I'll just pay you a visit instead. Why don't I do that, huh?
Oh, okay. Is that the type of game we're going to be playing? Fine, then. I'll look forward to that one. Anyway, the rest of you. Like I said, this was a favor that I did for an old friend. And I know he will be so excited to hear from you.
Not really.
So, Unity. 6. Not quite enough to do a full triangulation on the signal, but a minor enough success that you do learn something. I'll tell you that in just a moment. Legacy, no, honey. There's there's nothing there, sweetie. I'm sorry. Oh, you are incorrigible, all of you. But I have other plans. I can't wait to show you them. Until then, ta-ta. And the screen goes off. Unity. you pick up on what this signal is, and you feel your gut drop. You look over and you see Legacy stumbling around looking for the Wi-Fi. And I'm gonna send this to you, and I'll let you decide what to do with this information.
Okay.
Yep. So the rest of you are left there. Anubis is like, wow, she's a keeper.
Right.
Definitely
Barrel
was
laughs
not
that one.
pleasant.
So let's, like, unless you got any more questions for me, I think I need to get out of here. Though, I don't know where I'm gonna go next.
Why didn't you come with us? We've been having problems, and we could use some help.
Problems, you guys. I mean, you're the best. What kind of problems could you have?
Well, you just saw one of them on the screen, so.
Yeah, I mean, but
Yeah.
it's supervillains, right? Like they don't go away.
You really have to bring down our mood like that. We just pulled you out of a hole, and you're going to tell us that our job's never going to be over.
I mean, not what you kind of sign up for,
Oh.
but and he kind of like points to the staff in his hand. He's like, "I'm the avatar of Anubis. I'm not exactly the bringer of good news."
That's a fair point. Wraith, Legacy, you two are the brains of the operation.
Target.
Any thoughts?
Ah.
You know what? I tell a lie. Legacy, you do find something. you do find a wireless listening device.
Does it have any batteries?
It does have batteries. It is battery operated.
I will pull the batteries out.
There, I've helped.
Yeah, you're not gonna get everything. If you haven't built something,
But yeah, we getting out of here or what?
are better
Wraith, Legacy.
attack that monster is target.
I mean, I'd say that we've figured out what we can find out from this area, at least.
You're not gonna get hit hard.
All right.
Now, they are good. Come guys.
Yep. I guess I'll just be pulling everybody out through the skylight
As
then.
All right. You're not gonna toss me again, are you?
No, I'll carry you up proper.
Oh, good. Thank you.
You know what?
Yeah, I don't. If I can fly, I haven't figured that part out yet. Appreciate it though. So with that, you guys all leave the structure proper, and you are on the roof. Unless you have like specifically something else you want to do in the tomb. Yeah. You guys have left. Back in Rook City.
Basically, come as
What would you like to do, if anything?
Is there some place in Rook City that is, maybe not a safe house, but some place we can at least sit and talk and discuss what's been going on? Maybe get a phone call out to the nice people out in Las Vegas to let them know what's happened?
I mean, Wraith, that's up to you. You know plenty of places, including your own safe houses and such.
Yeah, we can go to one of mine.
I have to.
Well,
Got one nearby here in the warehouse district.
I have to say, it's
that-
actually kind of exciting. Like, the Wraiths, one of the Wraiths' hideouts.
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, again, this is the kind of stuff normal people just kind of dream about seeing.
I mean, I hope you like MREs.
Listen, after sitting in a hole for 2 days, I eat an MRE, sure.
All right.
He kind of like gestures. You got to remember, as you guys are making your way there, you got to remember that I'm not weak or anything. I mean, we lived out in the desert. We did archaeology. Like, I've been through Egypt. I've been through the Sahara several times. It's only just until now that I was able to, fall down a 60-foot hole and not get killed. That's all.
Oh. You know what? I got a question for you. What's your powers? Because I know your teacher. He had like fire powers. What are yours?
That's a great question. Still trying to figure that one out, but so far as I can tell, a lot of to avoid having to go into explanations that I don't really have in front of me. His power is mostly arcane in nature, so he can harm. Clearly, he can conjure the powers of the underworld to do harm, but he also has the ability to sense shifts in magic, reality, life, death, when somebody or something nearby dies, that kind of stuff.
So knowing that, then
he also seems to have the ability to sense intent, or the using the feather of truth. He can detect people's intent.
So knowing that he can sense shifts in the arcane, does that line up with what we know about misinformation? Because unless I missed something, her power set is simply knowledge and illusions. She doesn't have the ability to... She's not magical, is she?
Not magical, but she does have reality warping powers. They're just temporary.
Okay.
Yeah, so he confirms that, yeah, that sounds about right. Like, if she can warp reality, then that's probably her that did that.
Well, then I guess once they arrive, Legacy will go into a deeper explanation of all the stuff that's been going on,
Mm-hmm.
and give an emphasize need to probably stick together, because there's something big happening. We don't have all the pieces yet.
Wait. You said Akash'Flora, right? The big tree in Megalopolis?
Yes, that one.
Huh. And Argent Adapt is out there too, right?
Yes.
Huh. Maybe... I mean, I know you say stick together, but would you be against me heading out there instead? I mean, not that I don't want to hang out with you guys, but I definitely don't think I'm in trim to be with experts like yourselves. Might be better for me to be out there. I can learn a little bit. That tree would... I can't imagine what I'd be able to pick up from something like that.
Well, I figured that might be as good a place as any to hunker down. I got a spare room, but I'm not sure my wife...
Oh no, I trust me, I wouldn't ask you for that. I mean, I can afford my own place, but I mean, like I said, getting to go talk with Argent Adapt, he might be able to help me figure out my powers a little bit more too. We're both magic based. Incidentally, he kind of leans in a little conspiratorially. Is he single?
Is the Argent Adapt single? Do I know that?
He is deeply asexual. He is married to his work.
I kind of lean into this guy and I give him a clap on the back and I'd say, that one's never gonna happen.
Jeez, I don't like redheads. Anyway, can't win them all. But still, all the same, he could probably help me figure out a couple of things. So, if you don't mind, I think I'll head out there instead.
That works.
Besides,
I don't think anybody has any objections to that.
it's kind of a cool idea. Me
Not here.
being on a superhero team. It's not a bad idea.
Right now, we'll take all the help we can get. So, you may be a little green around the gills, but I'm sure you'll be able to contribute in your own way.
Don't worry. And he like flashes his hand, that glowing green hand, and there's a little bit of light. He's like, sometimes being green is not so bad. Not easy, but it's not so bad.
I want to edit that line so we don't get sued.
So
I'm taking footnotes.
he will head out then, unless you have something else you want to ask or talk to him about. But he's gonna head out.
I don't have any questions for him. Anybody else?
No.
Not good.
With that, he does turn. He heads out again. Thanks again for the rescue. I'll be there if you need me for anything. Don't hesitate to call. With that, he departs, leaving you guys alone in the safe house. He did take several MREs with him. And all the apple juice. All of it.
Gasp.
Why are you gasping? You can't drink apple juice. It freezes solid.
Listen. There are ways. I'm not gonna get into it. There are ways.
You mean like a frozen popsicle of apple juice?
Did you seriously just use the word frozen again?
Keep going.
Here, come here. I'm gonna fill up that suit of yours. Come here.
What?
To show you what it feels like at 0.
So with that, is there anything else that you guys would like to discuss or do before we wrap things up?
I do. I'll let Wraith go first.
I do not. This moment.
I thought I heard someone say they did.
Unity?
Yes. Unity is clicking over on her tablet-y device. And I think I know why some of this stuff looks familiar. I couldn't pin it down the first time at the first attack, but after examining all the robots here at the fake tomb, this is Baron Blade's technology.
Why snow into that? Not counting the... I'm assuming you mean the spiders, yes?
Yes.
So 3 times now. 3 times is definitely a pattern. Well, it looks like I've got some homework to do.
Yeah, it seems like we all do.
What was the other thing, Legacy, you wanted to do?
Maybe Legacy is just confused then, but we were to be sent to Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't go to Egypt.
No. As a matter of fact, I'll bounce this back then and kind of wibbly wobbly this. He explained what that was. Like if it came up in the conversation, he would explain what that was. That was him discovering the Rod of Anubis. That's where that power flux came from. That's what Visionary felt, was that initial burst of him discovering that rod. The Temple of Anubis sort of activating, because he found the rod in Megalopolis after the OblivAeon Crisis. Like that's where he found it. But he said that when it happened, the power in the Tomb of Anubis came to him, and that's probably what she felt.
Okay.
All right. Anything else? All right.
No, I'm good.
Good on
With
this side.
that, we are going to wrap up. Thank you again, chat, for being here. Three Arches, much appreciate. The Three Arches, much appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing everybody again next time. Until then, have a wonderful evening, and thank you for listening.